From a kid who thinks the backroom monster is real and out to get him, to a kid who does a school presentation on the backrooms, these are the craziest kids who think the backrooms are actually real. So the subscriber has a little cousin, and his mom asked him, hey, can you go babysit the little cousin, like your aunt really needs it? So the subscriber's like, all right, fine, whatever. So anyways, the day of babysitting the cousin, he goes over there, and the little cousin's mom, aka the subscriber's aunt, is like, thank you so much for getting here on such short notice. Like, my son, like, really needs someone to look after him because he's only like 8 or whatever, and I really need to go to this thing. Say thank you so much for doing it. And, you know, obviously the subscriber is like, yeah, whatever, anything for family, I got you, no problem. So anyways, he's sitting down, and he's sitting there with the little cousin, and the mom leaves, or the aunt leaves, and he's like, okay, so, like, what do you want to do today? And the little cousin's like, well, I don't know. Like, I need you to be aware of something, though. So obviously the subscriber, when the little cousin says that, it's just like a little bit ominous. So he's like, yeah, what's up, buddy? And the little cousin's like, dude, the backroom monster is in the house. He's coming to get me. So obviously this, like, the little cousin probably watched a backrooms video on YouTube and is like, oh my God, the backrooms are actually real. And he probably read one of the comments being like, so, since I have a PhD in astrophysics and I'm not a 9-year-old, since there are infinite realities, then there might be, because according to Newton's third, like, you know those comments you read where it's like trying to give an explanation for why the backrooms is real? I'm like, bro, you're not an astrophysicist, bro. But anyways, he probably read one of those and got freaked out. So he was telling the subscriber all about how the backrooms monster is real and that he saw him in his closet last night. And it's definitely not because every little kid sees monsters in their closets, but no, it's because the backrooms are actually real and the monster's out to get him, obviously. And so sure enough, right, the subscriber's like, okay, you don't actually have to worry about that because the backrooms aren't real. And the second he saw that, like the second he said that, the little cousin, aka, yeah, the little cousin, was looking at the subscriber. And then he started, like, he furrowed his eyebrows and gave him this suspicious look. So at first, the subscriber had no idea why the kid was being so weird. But in retrospect, basically what happened here was that sorry, I just stuttered like 1,000 times. I've made like 15 videos in a row, so my brain is melting. But anyways, right, basically the little cousin got suspicious of the subscriber because in his mind, he's like, oh, the subscriber says, you know, the backrooms isn't real, therefore he's working with a backrooms monster. No. So anyways, right, the little cousin's like, okay, I want to show you something really cool in the basement. It's a new toy I have. And the subscriber at this point has no idea that the little cousin now thinks that he's working with a backrooms monster. So he's kind of just excited to do something. So he's like, okay, cool, whatever. And the little cousin's like, all right, walk over here. Opens up the basement door. The subscriber starts walking down the basement stairs and slam, the door is slammed behind him, then click, the door is also locked at this point. So basically, right, the little cousin tricked the subscriber to walking into the basement and it locks from the outside, which is not good for the subscriber because now he's locked in the basement. And he's like, hey man, like, can you open it up or do you want to come down here? And that's when the little cousin reveals basically what he believes. He's like, ha ha ha, you thought that you'd get away with it. And obviously the subscriber's like, well, bro, get away with what? He's like, I know that you're working for the backrooms monster. Ever since you said he wasn't real, that's what the backrooms monster wants me to think, so he can lower my guard and attack me. And the subscriber is just looking at him like, are you serious right now, bro? And sure enough, the subscriber's like, hey, no, that's not true. It isn't a real thing. And at this point, the little cousin's like, you really think I'm that stupid to fall for such an obvious trap? And, you know, at this point, the subscriber's like, no, dude, it's not a trap. You can trust me on this one. I'm telling you. Like, just let me out of here, because, like, at this point, you know, the subscriber's not trying to be trapped in the basement. He's just not trying to go out like that. And sure enough, right, the little cousin's like, nope, I know for a fact you're working with the backrooms monster, and you will be stuck in there forever. I will never let you out, and my parents will agree with me, because I'm going to tell them all about the backrooms and how you're working with the backrooms monster when they get back in an hour. So basically what the subscriber does is he just kind of takes out his phone and just watches YouTube videos. probably watching the Connor Pugs YouTube channel. Leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, he's just kind of like waiting there for an hour. And it's kind of dumb because he didn't even think to like text or it's not dumb. He could have texted the mother of the kid he was trying to babysit. And in all retrospect, he probably should have, because now the kid is free to run around in the house without supervision. But basically at the time he was like, like, I don't really want to like bother them. And like at the end of the day, it's not a big deal. So sure enough, the aunt gets back and he hears the door open up. And basically the aunt's like, oh, where's your cousin? He says like to the little cousin. The little cousin's like, oh, so Mom, there's something called the bank rooms. And the bank rooms has a scary monster. And basically, my cousin is working with a scary monster to get me, so I locked him in the basement. And I think the little cousin actually thought that this would be a good enough explanation for the mom to be like, oh, you're so right. Let's lock him in there forever. But immediately the mom's like, what? So the door opens up and the subscriber's aunt is like, I am so sorry. And yeah, so she lets him go. And apparently the little cousin is in trouble and his parents have to explain to him that no, in fact, the back rooms are not actually real. So this next kid is actually crazier than the last one, which I know is pretty hard to believe, but yeah. So anyways, this all happened one day in school. So the subscriber was walking down the hallway when this kid who he didn't really talk to ran up to him and stopped the subscriber and his friends. So basically the subscriber was with his friends, and we're going to call one of his friends Ben. That's important for later. So anyways, right, the subscriber is walking with his friends when he's stopped by this random kid. And this kid comes up to him and says, guys, I need to warn you about something. And if a random kid comes up to me and screams, I need to warn you about something, even if he, I don't know, seems a little weird, I'm going to listen. I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm not going to listen to you. And then something terrible might happen. It could have been all, prevented if, I listened to this kid's warning. So I'm like, so the subscriber's like, yeah, okay, what's good? And the kid's like, guys, you see that classroom right there? And he points to like a door. And it's like an empty classroom or whatever. He says, guys, that is a portal into the back rooms. You will no-clip into the back rooms and never be seen from again if you go through that door. So Ben looks at the subscriber, and the subscriber looks at Ben. And they kind of look at each other like, okay, dude, sure. And sure enough, right, the subscriber's like, are you sure? Like, what makes you think that? And the kid, the backrooms kid, is like, dude, I'm telling you, I was like doing some research online, doing my own independent research. Whenever someone says I did my own research, probably means they went to the sketchiest website on planet Earth. But anyways, right, this kid goes on to say, yes, guys, the back rooms are real. You're going to get and I was doing some research, and basically I saw the janitor go into that room, and he, he didn't come out for a full 5 minutes. So I ran away very quickly so I didn't get sucked in. And immediately the subscriber is kind of looking at his friend to be like, bro really just said I ran away after 5 minutes because I was convinced that he got sucked in. Do you really not think the janitor was cleaning in there and maybe cleaning in the room took more than 5 minutes? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm the crazy one here, but part of me really does think that, I don't know, the janitor probably left that room after 10 minutes. But sure enough, right, the subscriber, or the backrooms kid, not the subscriber, is all like, guys, but you cannot go in there. You need to promise me that you're not going to go in there because I can't lose you guys, man. I can't lose you. And, like, the subscriber doesn't really know this kid, but he's like, okay. But the subscriber's friend, Ben, was about to do a little bit of trolling. He was about to have a little bit of fun with this kid, which you guys might think, oh, maybe it's not ethical. This kid's just trying to be nice. He's delusional, whatever, right? The subscriber's friend, Ben, decides to pull a prank. And he's like, oh, man, okay, thank you. And the Ben goes on to say, okay, man, don't worry. I won't go into that room. And Ben immediately starts to walk towards that room. And the backrooms kid is like, no, Ben, that's the backrooms room. Ben, no, Ben, no. And sure enough, like, Ben walks into the room and pretends to get sucked in. He's like, no. Ben, like, grabs onto the door and pretends to be being dragged in. He's like, no, the back rooms, they're coming for me. And then he, like, slams the door behind him as if he got, like, slammed in there. And you hear screaming, like, no. So obviously, right, Ben is, like, playing around. And the subscriber knows this. But he looks over at the backrooms kid. And the backrooms kid is literally, like, on his knees, like, no, we lost another one. No, this world is so cruel and unfair. And look, the subscriber admits he was being a little bit of a jerk right here. He was being a little bit of an ass, but at the end of the day, the subscriber couldn't help himself. He seriously couldn't help himself. Because sure enough, the door opened again, and it was like Ben opening the door but not being seen. So it looks like the door opened up again just to trap another person into the back rooms forever. But so sure enough, right, the subscriber goes behind the backrooms kid and legit starts pushing him towards the door. And the kid's like, dude, what are you doing? Dude, no. Dude, no. Dude, no. Like, subscriber, don't do this. Like, the backrooms monster have just put a curse on you. They're controlling your mind. You can break free, man. You can break free. You don't need to be controlled by the backrooms monster. Dude, no. And sure enough, the subscriber is like pushing him closer and closer to the door. And the kid's like, no, man, no, please don't do this. Like, subscriber, I know you're still in there. I know the backrooms monster is currently controlling your brain, but I know you're still in there, man. Pull, push, man, push. You got to push for it. You got to reach in deep. I know that you're in there, man. I know that you're in there. Just keep pushing. You're like, no. And sure enough, the subscriber like legitimately pushes the backrooms kid into this room. And this kid is screaming as he falls in. But you know what happens? Nothing, because this is not a portal to the backrooms, dude. This is literally just an empty classroom. So, like, the backrooms kid is all curled up in a ball with his eyes closed, like, ah! And then eventually he stops screaming, and he opens up his eyes, and he looks around, and he sees the subscriber just looking at him, and he sees Ben just looking at him, and the kid's like, oh, so this does not seem to be a portal to the backrooms, but it could have been, and Ben and the subscriber just looking at him. He's like, okay, you know what? Thank you guys so much for helping me figure out that this is not a portal to the back rooms. Your service has been noted. Yeah. This final kid is probably the craziest backrooms kid ever. If you thought this last kid was pretty delusional, you're not even ready for this one. So anyways, right, there's a kid who goes in class, and the subscribers in this class, and they have a class where they have to do a presentation on dinosaurs. Not the backrooms, dinosaurs. So anyways, right, the subscriber goes up to the front of the class, and he does his little presentation thing or whatever. And sure enough, right, he sits back down, and the backrooms kid walks up to do his presentation. And you might be thinking, okay, how on earth is this kid going to fit the backrooms into a presentation on dinosaurs? That must be pretty hard. You would be correct. If the backrooms kid was actually going to go up and do a presentation on a dinosaur, it would be quite difficult to fit the backrooms into it. You guys might be thinking, oh, maybe he did the backrooms monster as a dinosaur? No. This kid literally goes up there and he does a presentation. The first slide, he clicks into it, says the backrooms. And immediately the teacher is like, what? So the teacher's looking at this kid who's supposed to be doing a presentation on his favorite dinosaur. And the first slide says the back rooms. And I think the teacher must be thinking this is some typo, or he spelled it like, I don't know, pterodactyl wrong and like it auto-corrected to the back rooms or something. Because the teacher lets him keep on going. And the subscriber is sitting there and he's just looking at this kid. And the whole class is watching as this kid is about to go through a presentation on the back rooms. So the backrooms kid flips to the first slide. He's like, guys, I know this isn't a presentation on dinosaurs, but I need to inform you. Trust me, you need to know the truth about the backrooms. I am risking getting a bad grade in this class to give you guys vital information, so you should be thanking me right now. And he starts to go on to say, okay, guys, so the backrooms is basically this area where you no-clip into, and it's really, really dangerous. And immediately the teacher is kind of like, whoa, chill out there. Whoa, what's going on here? And the kid's like, teacher, like, there's no time for this. Like, we're wasting time. They need to know about the backrooms and the truth. And the teacher's like, this is supposed to be a presentation on your favorite dinosaur. Well, what are these backrooms? And the kid's like, look, dinosaurs are gone, irrelevant, dead, extinct, boom, history, lame. This is now, and this is super important, teacher. He's just looking at the teacher, kind of looking at him like, dude, this is so important. And the teacher's like, I'm sorry. You're supposed to be doing a presentation on a dinosaur, not these back rooms. You're going to have to sit down, and I will be generous enough to allow you to redo your presentation tomorrow, but don't push it. Look, the teacher is actually being super chill here, because I feel like most teachers would be like, oh, you completely ignored my rules, and you decided to do a presentation on some random sci-fi thing that you like? Like, no. you're going to get a failing grade on this because you completely like ignored the assignment rules and did what you wanted. This teacher was cool enough to be like, I'm going to allow you to make a new presentation and give it tomorrow. But the thing is, right, the backrooms kid was not willing to back down. He believed that he was right and everyone else was wrong. So he starts arguing with the teacher. He's like, teacher, you should be grateful that I'm informing your ignorant students about a really dangerous situation that they could get themselves into. And the teacher's looking at him. And the teacher's like, bro, what are you even saying right now? He's like, what? So the kid starts going on with his presentation. He starts doing it as quickly as possible. He's like, okay, guys, so basically there's like these things in the back rooms called the backrooms monster. Clicks to the next slide. On the next slide is like a photo, like a screenshot of like some recreation of the backrooms monster from like that one video that went viral. He's like, these monsters will roam around. If you see them, they're very quick, they're very dangerous. And if you find yourself into the backrooms, you have to start leaving markers around. And by the way, like, and he clicks to the next slide, a real good way to figure out if like something is a portal to the backrooms is you can always throw an item, and if it no clips out of reality, then you know it's a portal to the backrooms. And he keeps clicking through the slides, and that's when the teacher goes over to the kid's like laptop and unplugs it from the HDMI cord, which no longer screen shares, or it wasn't screen sharing, it was like attached to a projector or something. So the kid's like, teacher, what are you doing right now? I'm trying to save your students from dying, man. Why can't you understand? And the teacher's like, you're doing a presentation on some video game sci-fi something, dude. Like, this is a presentation about dinosaurs. And the whole class is real silent right now because they just don't know how to interpret what is going on. Because, like, I don't know, bro. I would be a little weirded out, too, if some kid was like, guys, the back rooms, watch it. Like, bro, what? So sure enough, right, the teacher and this kid have this kind of argument over the kid being like, I'm giving them important information and you want them to perish. And the teacher's like, what? So sure enough, the kid is like, you know what? Let me continue or I'm going to leave this class. And the teacher looks at him and he's like, what? Yeah, okay, leave the class then. It's always funny when people give ultimatums of like, let me do what I want or else I'm going to leave. And it's like, okay, leave then, bro. What? So the kid didn't expect this. He's like, no, I'm going to keep telling them, right? So he starts shouting facts about the back rooms. And the teacher is like slowly pushing him out of the classroom. He's like, watch out. Don't no clip out of reality, guys. No. And he shuts the door behind him. And the teacher's like, okay, guys, that was a little unexpected. Hopefully we will be hearing his presentation about actual dinosaurs tomorrow if he doesn't want to fail this class. And the whole class is real quiet because I don't know. How would you react to some kid screaming that the back rooms are real? I don't know how I would. I'd probably react the same way. Just like, huh? Click on the video on screen right now. I know you'll enjoy it. Leave a like for nothing. What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new story. And just imagine for a second, you're babysitting a kid and all you want to do is have a chill night, get that bread, get paid, and maybe put him to bed early so you can watch some Netflix or something. But no, instead, this kid tries to stab you with a kitchen knife because he thinks you're a backrooms monster, and you just stand there and question your life, dude. Anyways, with that being said, sit back, relax, subscribe if you're new, and let's just jump right into this story, dude. So anyways, we're going to call the subscriber who submitted this story Adam. So anyways, Adam was asked, or he was told by his mom, that another kid, a new kid's mom, or new mom that moved into the neighborhood recently, needed someone to babysit her child. And she posted on Facebook being like, hey, I need a babysitter, and can anyone do it? And Adam's mom, Loki, just like volunteered Adam. Adam was a little upset at first because he definitely wanted to spend his Friday night just, I don't know, chilling, relaxing, maybe watching a new TV show, catching up on a good movie, playing some video games with some friends. But then Adam's mom said, hey, she's going to pay you $50 for like 3 hours. Like, you should do that. And Adam was like, hey, man, $50 for like 3 to 4 hours? That's not too bad, dude. Okay, maybe it was more like 3 to 4 hours until the kid would have to go to sleep, and then you have to wait there until the parents come back. So maybe a little bit longer. But dude, $50 is $50. And Adam was like, okay, you know what? I'll go ahead and do it. So anyways, Adam makes it to this guy's house, or is dropped off by his mom. And, Adam gets there, and we're just going to call him the kid, right? The kid's mom is like, hey, like, I'm so glad you could make it. Like, you know what? we're going to call the kid who thinks the back rooms are real. We're going to call this kid Ben. Ben's mom was like, I'm so glad you can make it. Like, Ben's just downstairs, or like Ben's upstairs. And she's like, Ben, come down here. And so you hear kind of footsteps of this kid running down the stairs. And sure enough, someone who we presume is Ben walks down and says like, kind of like, says waves or whatever. Adam's like, hey, how's it going? And this kid was probably 7 or 8. Adam's like 18, just for a little bit of reference. And, you know, Ben's mom's like, all right, guys, well, I mean, I gotta go, like, we gotta go right now, as, you know, Ben's dad comes down the stairs. We gotta go right now, but yeah, we'll be, kind of turns to Adam and says, hey, put him to bed at 8. It was like 6, so he literally had like 2 hours, which is pretty chill. And he's like, we're gonna be back like 11 or 12. Feel free to just sit in the room and watch TV. The bedroom is right next to the TV room, so you know Ben will know where you are, and also you can check in on him. He's not gonna be too far away. And it says we'll pay you by the end of the night, and call us if you need anything. This is important for later on. So Adam gets Ben's parents' phone number. So Ben's parents leave, and this kid, Ben, doesn't sound like that bad of a kid. He's not this isn't some babysitting horror story where the kid is an incredibly spoiled brat, or he's a psychopath, or, well, I mean, a little bit, but you'll see that later on, right? So this kid isn't like super spoiled or entitled or super bratty or anything like that. So Adam thinks that he really just got like the best deal possible, because this kid was kind of quiet. Adam like looked on the TV and put on like, I don't know, Cyber Chase or some kind of cool show from back in the day that this kid would like. And at some point after about like 20 minutes, Adam's like, hey, like I'm going to go order us a pizza, because, Ben's parents said, hey, like he does need to eat, but you can always order him a pizza. So he gets on the Domino's app or whatever. And at this point, Ben's like, all right, well, I'm going to go in the other room and watch YouTube videos on my iPad. Little did Ben know that this would be the reason why the rest of his night would be one of the scariest nights of his life. You might be thinking to yourself, Connor, how on earth is a kid watching YouTube videos going to turn into being be the reason why this is going to be one of the scariest nights of Adam's life? Well, I'll explain. So this kid goes on his iPad and he starts watching YouTube videos. And eventually he finds one about the backrooms. And if you don't know the backrooms, this is kind of like internet urban legend / meme type thing about like you can quote unquote no clip out of reality, and like there's these like scary monsters or whatever. It's this very interesting horror story type thing. There's a lot of video games made around it, a lot of like internet media stuff around it, and it's very popular and trendy. However, this kid Ben was only 7 or 8. So when he found videos about the backrooms or whatever, he couldn't really separate, fiction from reality, if you know what I mean. So Ben kind of, was watching these videos, and Adam was like, it took about 20 minutes for the pizza to get there. And 20 minutes later, Ben comes in, walks into the room, and it looks like this dude has seen a ghost. Like, I'm not even kidding. This kid looks so frightened. And Adam looks at him. He's like, are you good? He's like, yeah. So basically, Ben had been watching videos about the back rooms. And after watching those videos, he had convinced himself that he had no clipped into the back rooms, like last night while he was sleeping or whatever. And he watched a YouTube video that says some backroom monsters, like on floor level 72,628 or something stupid, right? They look like real people, and it's called the babysitter monster or whatever. Like, I know this sounds super goofy to you, because it definitely sounds super goofy to me. But what you got to understand is this kid is like 7 or 8, and he watches a YouTube video. And sometimes when you're 7 or 8, and for the 8-year-olds watching me, part of the 9-year-old bro army, right? Look, you guys are much older and more intelligent than this kid, so congrats to you. But look, sometimes when you're 7 or 8, you can't really separate fiction from reality. For example, when I was 7, for my birthday, I wanted my mom to get me a Star Wars robot. And I don't mean like an action figure. I mean a legitimate robot that they had in Star Wars. I wanted a real-life R2-D2 that did everything that R2-D2 did, because I kind of believe that like all the droids and robots in Star Wars were actually real. Yeah, I was maybe I was like 6 or something at the time, but I can definitely relate to back in the day. You think anything, like everything that exists is real. Eventually, you start to be able to distinguish fiction from reality. But, Adam gets the pizza, he puts it down, and this Ben kid takes a piece and just like picks at it. He doesn't really do anything. And Adam's a little worried and is like, hey, bro, are you good? Like, you're not really eating your food. Are you not hungry or something? And this kid's like, I'm good. Like, maybe I'll just have some of this later. So Adam's like, all right, well, as long as you're okay with cold pizza, I'll throw any of this, like, that you're not going to eat into the fridge. Ben doesn't eat anything. And so Adam's like, all right, man, well, this stuff will be in the fridge when you want it. Just let me know, okay? And yeah, so Ben is sitting there, is silent for like 20 minutes. And that's when, dude, that's when he's like, hey, like, do you want to see my room? Basically asking Ben if he wanted to see, or asking Adam if he wanted to see his room. And Adam was like, sure, whatever. Like, this kid seems to be going through something anyways. So, this kid Ben leads Adam up the stairs, leads him into his room. Adam walks into the room and he turns around. He's like, are you going to come in? And that's when he gets the door slammed on him. Ben slams the door on Adam's face because remember, at this point, Ben believes that Adam is secretly a backrooms monster who wants to get him or something. And Adam doesn't immediately push the door open because he thinks, I don't know, maybe Ben is playing a game or something like that. But he's a little confused. So, Adam is kind of like, all right, Ben, like, what's going on? And that's when he doesn't hear a response from Ben. He only hears like a piece of furniture being moved. So at this point, right, Adam's pretty confused. And that's when he hears a bump against the door. What Ben was doing was he found like a big piece of furniture, moved it in front, like kind of pushed it in front of the door. So now that like Adam was basically stuck in Ben's room, and Adam starts yelling once the piece of furniture is in front of the door. So like Ben is pretty convinced that, Adam is now stuck in his room. He's like, I know you're a backrooms creature. And Adam is just so confused right now. He just has legitimately no idea what's going on. And he's kind of like, dude, what? Because the thing is, right, Adam doesn't know what the back rooms are. He might have seen like a meme or something on like TikTok. But other than that, he just has no idea what like the back rooms are. So Adam's like, haha, very funny, but you're going to have to let me out there so I can like, make sure that you're safe and everything. And Ben's like, no, backrooms creature, you're not going to trick me. And at this point, Adam's starting to realize that, well, Ben might not be responding to normal people logic right now. So he's like, okay, can you at least tell me what I supposedly am? And then he's like, oh, I mean, like, can you tell me what a backrooms creature is? And Ben's like, wouldn't you like to know, backrooms monster? And Adam's like, ah. So then Ben's like, you don't, fine. Because I don't know, like Ben was like, yeah, so I was watching YouTube and I was watching videos on the back rooms, and last night I was dreaming and I totally no-clipped into the back rooms. And I was watching this video on YouTube and I know for a fact that you're a backrooms monster and you're trying to eat me or something. And at this point, Ben's like, okay. And look, at this point, Ben is just like more annoyed / confused than anything. It starts to turn into a horror story a little bit later on, but you guys can probably tell from the intro skit that it gets pretty intense. But at this point, Adam is like, okay, man, I'm just going to sit in here and let me out when you feel ready, right? So that, Ben literally is like, okay, runs downstairs. And Adam is like, okay, kid's going to let me out eventually, right? So 5 minutes pass, 8 minutes pass, 15 minutes pass by, and at this point, Adam's like, all right, I actually need to get out of here. So he kind of like looks through the peephole, right? Because there was like a keyhole in the door, and he looked out, and Ben was not anywhere to be seen. So if he's gonna slam through the door, he didn't risk like attacking Ben or hitting Ben or anything like that. So he slams through the door, or kind of pushes it like pretty hard, and the piece of furniture behind it kind of falls over, makes a big banging noise, but Adam is now free from the room. And he hears from downstairs like screaming at Ben, being like, the monster's out! And, Adam's like, okay, dude, whatever. And at this point, Adam is still taking this very playfully, very like, he's just being an annoying little kid or something, like whatever. So Adam walks downstairs. He's like, hey, man, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm also not really a backrooms monster. And that's when he sees Adam standing in the kitchen holding a butter knife. Yeah, it wasn't like a steak knife or something, but bro was holding a knife. And at this point, Adam's heart just drops and his face goes cold. He's like, hey, buddy, I'm going to need you to put that down. And Ben is like, no, I will not do what you say, backrooms monster. And Adam's like, hey, buddy, I'm not a backrooms monster. I'm your babysitter. And I'm asking you to put that down. And Adam is like, I'm in charge now, backrooms monster. He picks up the butter knife and starts charging towards Adam. Real quick, if you made it this far into the video, comment backrooms down below or the backrooms down below. It's up to you. I will try and hard as many comments as I possibly can. And if you want to support the channel, literally the best thing you can possibly do is watch this video all the way through. And if afterwards you want to keep supporting the channel, literally the second best thing you can possibly do is binge watch my old videos. If you're doing this, like if you're sitting down and watching a bunch of my old videos, please let me know in the comment section down below how many videos you watched today, how many videos you watched this week, whatever, right? So that I can heart and reply to the comments just saying thank you for supporting the channel. Honestly, you guys watching the old videos is the reason why we've been doing so well lately. And I just want to say thank you, dude. I really appreciate it. Anyways, right, so Adam turns around and sprints upstairs. Because he's like, oh, hell nah, bro. Because one thing he knows is he can outrun Ben. And he can definitely, like, even though Ben was a small, fast kid, Adam was fast, agile, and he was definitely smarter. But he also didn't know the layout of the house. So Adam was just running. He's like, put that down, put that down, put that down. And like the spoiled kid, Ben, or not spoiled kid, but Ben, the kid is running around like, now I'm in charge, backrooms monster. You can't haunt me if I'm haunting you. And he's swinging this like butter knife around. Sure, it's not a steak knife, but dude, if someone's swinging like a knife at you, even if it's a butter knife, they can do at least a little bit of damage, right? And yeah, sure, this was a little kid or anything, but Adam was not taking any chances. So Adam runs around the house like 3 times or whatever. Eventually, he passes by the kid's room again. He runs into the kid's room, slams the door shut, and locks it, because it can lock from the inside. The room can't lock from the outside, but it can from the in. So Adam is now in Ben's room, and he locks the door, and Ben is slamming on the door, like, I got you now, backrooms monster. There's nowhere for you to run. And Adam's like, Ben, I need you to put down that knife. I am not a backrooms monster. This is very dangerous, and if you don't do what I say right now, I'm gonna tell your parents. And at this point, like, you know, Adam kind of thought that, like, he got him because, like, Ben stopped talking for a second. And then that's when Ben starts laughing maniacally. Like, this is some scary Chucky doll with a knife type laughing right now. And Ben goes on to say, that silly backrooms monster. When my parents come back, they're going to take butter knives as well and help me beat you up because you're a backrooms monster and you want to hurt us. And Adam's like, dude, no, like, whatever YouTube video you saw was not real life. It didn't actually happen. It's not real. I'm not a backrooms monster. And I am going to call your parents. And when they come here, they're not going to take your side. I will bet you $100 trillion. And, you know, Ben, the little kid, says, I'll bet you $100 trillion and $1 that they'll take my side. And Adam's like, all right. If you're not going to, this is your last chance, man. If you're not going to put the butter knife down, I am going to call your parents. So anyways, Ben does not put the butter knife down. Instead, he keeps yelling, do what you want to do, backrooms monster. I know that my parents are going to come on my side because you're a backrooms monster. Yeah, he really was not letting this go, dude. He was really like, this little kid was like, you're a backrooms monster. Like, what YouTube video did this guy watch? But anyways, Adam's like, all right, man. So he takes his phone, calls up the number that he got from Ben's parents earlier. Ben's mom answers immediately and is like, hey, like, what's up? Is anything wrong? Because, like, if a babysitter calls you and you're a parent, you're accepting that 1 second. Like, the second you see that notification, you're picking that up. And he basically goes on to say, hey, like, I need you guys to come back. I'm sorry. I know, like, your son has, like, picked up a butter knife and is chasing me around with it. He won't put it down for his safety and for mine. I just don't know how to handle this situation. And at this point, the mom is like, are you serious? And Adam's like, yeah, I'm not gonna prank call you, like, saying your son is trying to murk me, right? That's not an epic prank I'm gonna pull on you. I don't think he said all that, but, like, come on, dude. So the mom was like, oh, we'll be there right away. And, you know, he puts down the phone and Adam's like, all right, Ben, your parents are coming back. And, you know, Ben's like a little bit less, like, Adam can almost know. They can almost kind of tell that Ben is a little bit less certain now. Because he's like, well, my parents are definitely going to help me fight you. Because you're evil. So eventually, right, Ben's parents actually get there. They show up, you know, they knock on the door or whatever. Because the door is locked, I think. And so they're knocking on the door. And Adams yells out to Ben, like, you better go get it. Because I know I'm not going out to go get it. And Ben's like, great. Well, my parents are back. And they're going to help me stab you with these butter knives because you're a backrooms monster. And Adam's like, okay, man, sure. So Adam, like, puts his ear up to the door, and he hears, Ben walk downstairs, go, like, open up the door, and he hears yelling. He hears yelling from both of his parents, be like, what are you? Because I think the parents weren't 100%, like, they didn't believe it, man. They didn't know what to believe. But when they got back and they saw their son with, like, a knife in his hand, even if it was a butter knife, a knife nonetheless, right? They must have just gone ballistic. And Ben or Adam is hearing them yell, like, what are you thinking? Like, that's your babysitter. He's here to keep you safe, and you're running around chasing him with a butter knife. Like, you could have got him hurt, and you could have gotten yourself hurt as well. In fact, you could have gotten both of you guys hurt. This is ridiculous. We just wanted one night out by ourselves. Kind of going off on this kid, which, like, Adam was like, dang, that's tough. But also, bro was trying to shank him, so he didn't feel that bad. Eventually, he hears a knock on the door. It was a very firm knock, so he knew it wasn't a little kid, right? And he hears what presumably was like, or was, I should say, Ben's dad say, hey, we got Ben under control. You can come out now. He opens up the door, and what he sees shocks him. Ben's mom, and Ben's dad are all holding butter knives, and they all chant together, your time is up, backrooms monster. And they take their butter knives and they plunge it. I'm playing. It's October. Thought I'd make it a little spooky for you guys. No, the dad was up there. He's like, hey, I'm so sorry. Like, our son, like, he's still very young, so he must have watched something scary on YouTube and thought that you were the scary thing he saw on YouTube. Like, we're so sorry about that. So yeah, what ended up happening was, Adam was able to go home early, and the parents actually still paid him. They paid him the $50, probably just not to make a big stink out of what happened, but Adam was able to go home, watch Netflix, play video games, and he got $50 for it. So click on the video on screen. Today we got a story of a group of kids in the subscribers class who believe that the back rooms are real, and they decide to make an entire cult around it. It's a pretty crazy story, so strap in, subscribe if you like stories, and let's call today's subscriber Declan. So in Declan's class, there was a group of kids that all believed that the backrooms are real. If you don't know, the backrooms are an internet legend that are kind of about like it's like a separate multiverse that you can no clip out of. And it's like an endless series of rooms, kind of looking like an old abandoned office. And it's not real. I mean, who knows? But let's be honest, guys, I really do not believe it is real, and it's an internet legend. However, it's a very popular internet legend that regained a lot of popularity recently, and this is a very recent story. So anyways, a group of kids in Declan's class all believe that the backrooms are real, so they decided that they were going to start the backrooms cult. So anyways, right, Declan only knew about this because his friend was telling him about this like crazy group of kids that was starting a weird cult around the backrooms or something. So Declan's like, all right, man, that's kind of weird. But anyways, this story all happens one day when Declan was just, I don't know if he was walking to class, walking from class. For some reason, he was walking alone. And a kid comes up to him. He says, hey. And Declan's like, hey, like, I don't think I know you, but what's up, man? He's like, hey, do you believe in the backrooms? And Declan's like, what? And the kid says, I'll repeat myself. Do you believe in the backrooms? And Declan's like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, that's a meme on the internet. And the kid's like, I'll give you one more chance to reconsider your words. And Declan's like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, it's a joke on the internet. The backrooms are real. No, they're not. No, they're not. Spoiler, guys, they're not real. I don't know how to break it to you. They're not real. And Declan was kind of going off, being like, oh, yeah, the backrooms are fake, lol, whatever. I don't know, maybe he was in a bad mood. Maybe he just wanted to troll this kid. But for some reason, he was just completely going off, right? And the kid is like, interesting response. The backrooms cult has noticed. And the kid, like, mysteriously just, like, disappears as quickly as possible. And Declan is like, oh, boy. Because the thing is, right, Declan, he doesn't even know why he was going off on this kid. But he just realized that he has officially made the backrooms cult very angry. And look, Declan was not afraid of a bunch of, like, kids being like, who are the backrooms cult? Be afraid of us. Be scared. But at the same time, Declan is still not a fan of nonsense. He's not trying to deal with any BS that they're about to pull. And Declan is very, very, very certain that they're about to pull some BS, man. They're about to pull some crazy stuff out of their butt. So Declan is not very happy right now. He's like, oh my god, I just made the Backrooms cult mad. Because he also heard from his friend that the Backrooms cult does not like it when other people say that the Backrooms are fake. And in fact, one of their missions is to spread the good word of the Backrooms. I'm not even kidding. That was verbatim what I was told on Instagram. By the way, guys, submit stories to my Instagram. I'm also going to make an email very, very soon. Give me a second. I'm sorry. I know it's taken a while. But anyways, right. So, Declan was kind of thinking, oh man, well, these kids are going to be annoying to me now. And for an entire week, like an entire 7 days, he heard nothing from any of them. He actually completely forgot about the Backrooms cult entirely. This is when, on the 8th day, the first thing happened. And it all started off like a normal day in school. Declan is dropped off by his mom. His mom's like, have a great day at school, honey, whatever. Walks off into school. And before like his first class, he goes to his locker because, he like drops off something there or just goes there. I don't know why, but he starts off his day going to his locker. And he goes to his locker and he notices that there is like, he opens it up to put something in there, maybe like gym clothes or something. And he notices that there's a piece of paper folded up. And he's like, oh, God. And he looks on the front of the piece of paper, and it says TBC. And, at first Declan's like, what? Is that like a sandwich or something? And then he realizes, oh, the Backrooms cult. Oh, my God, bro. These kids, I thought they forgot about me. So anyways, right, Declan opens up this letter, and it basically says, this is an official notice that the Backrooms cult has acknowledged your crimes against the Backrooms. Your punishment will commence starting today. Like, may you never have, say your Backrooms, may you never have the Backrooms name in vain again, or something like that. And Declan is like, all right, well, maybe this is an empty threat. Maybe this is the only thing they're going to do. Unfortunately for Declan, it gets really creepy and weird. And these strange kids that made the Backroom cult, the thing is, they're not kidding around because Declan kind of thinks when he reads this letter, he's like, yeah, these kids are definitely bluffing. Like, they're definitely doing this all for show. Like, this is super cringe, but also very annoying. But no, they're very weird, and you're going to see the strange things that they do. Real quick comment, Backrooms or the Backrooms down below in the comment section either works. I'm going to try and heart as many comments I possibly can that say that, as it's the secret word of the day. And I want to say a little bit of appreciation for the people who watch my videos. And also, if you really want to support the channel, if you really want to give me that juicy watch time that boosts me in the algorithm, you are beautiful. Thank you very much. Go binge watch my videos. You can go watch them in a playlist or just watch a bunch of them. There's some that are recommended after this one. Let me know in the comments if you binge watch the videos. I know I say this every single video, but it legitimately helps me out so much, and I'm super appreciative. I'm stalling too much. Anyways, back to the story. So remember, Declan just received a letter in his locker that says the Backrooms cult has realized your transgressions against the Backrooms. Your sins will be punished. And Declan thought that they were bluffing, but he was a little bit scared of the fact that they said, your sins will be punished, or whatever, right? Because that's a little sketch, right? So the entire day goes by, and the only weird thing that happens that isn't really that weird is in one of his classes, specifically his math class, there's a kid that he thinks is in the Backrooms cult, but he's also not 100% sure because it's not like they have a public Facebook page welcomes to the Backrooms cult or something like that. It's a little bit it's hard to know who's in the Backrooms cult. Besides, he only knows really the person who came up to him, and he's suspicious of two other people. But there's a kid in Declan's class, in his math class, that he believes is in the Backrooms cult, but he doesn't know. And this kid in his math class doesn't really do anything to Declan, but Declan just feels like that someone's watching him, and he turns around, and sure enough, this random kid is staring at Declan and then quickly looks away. However, Declan is kind of paranoid for the rest of the class, and he's kind of just constantly looking back and oh my God, is someone looking at me? Is this kid looking at me? But Declan never catches this kid staring at him again. So he just feels weird because he doesn't know if this kid is legitimately, I don't know, if this kid is legitimately in the Backrooms cult coming for him, or if he's just randomly was looking at him. Because I randomly stare at people in class. It's kind of weird, but I'm just spacing out, man. I'm like, oh shoot, my fault. But things really get weird in just a second. Because at the end of the day, Declan kind of thinks, all right, well, nothing's really happening, so there's nothing really for me to be scared of, right? And Declan is walking home from school. So his parents drop him off, but since his parents get out from work much later than the school, gets out, and he doesn't live that far away, Declan walks back. And so Declan is walking back from school. And he's noticing that there is another kid walking back as well, and he's on the other side of the sidewalk. But the weird thing is, Declan walks this route every single day. And the thing is, no other kid ever walks this route. Like, legitimately, no other kid has ever walked this route with him at this time. He occasionally sees a biker, or he's seen a kid once or twice, but they're not walking back his route. And Declan gets more and more sketched out when he looks behind him briefly, and he sees another kid. Not just one walking on the other side of him, but one walking directly behind him. Declan's heart begins to race. He's starting to freak out a little bit. And he's just like, all right, Declan, you just got to get home. These are either this is a coincidence or it's a bunch of weirdos in the backrooms cult. Like, they're actually not a problem. At least he's telling himself this. So he walks all the way back. And the weird thing is, right, Declan lives decently far out, and he doesn't really know anyone else that goes to a school in his neighborhood or his immediate neighborhood. Yeah, someone who's like a 2-minute walk, but not someone who lives like on a stretch. And he keeps walking. And Declan's stretch of houses is at like the very end of the neighborhood before it kind of goes into like a highway that goes to a city or whatever. And these kids, they keep walking. So they kind of walk by the majority of houses. And Declan at this point is like, I almost know for a fact that these kids do not live in any of the houses I'm about to pass. And then beyond my houses is legitimately the highway. Like, there's not a shot that these kids are like living on the highway, man. Like, that's just not a thing. So Declan is just like kind of freaked out. And these kids aren't like necessarily looking at Declan. They're looking at their phones. They're listening to music. They're kind of looking around. But they're most definitely following him because all of a sudden a third one appears pretty far in the back. But Declan's like, oh my God. And the thing that gives it away is he looks back and he looks at the third one and he sees something on their shirt and he can't figure out what it is. And this is when he realizes that, like, he takes out his phone and he pretends to take a Snapchat. But what he actually does is he takes a Snapchat of the other person in the background. And, while it's pretty blurry quality, he sees this other person has a hoodie. And what do you think is on the hoodie? TBC. It's like a handmade hoodie. Not handmade, but it's like ordered at one of those, like, make your own hoodie websites or whatever. And this kid is legitimately being so blatant wearing a Backrooms cult hoodie. Like, it's at this point, Declan's like, all right, well, he's like, okay, this is super weird, but like, how scary actually is this? It's a bunch of like little Fortnite guys, like a little bunch of Fortnite boys following me. And one of them has like a really lame, like the Backrooms cult hoodie on. So Declan like stops freaking out a little bit, even though it was kind of scary for a second, right? So anyways, right, Declan eventually gets to his house and he kind of like speed walks into his front yard, walks in and he gets into his house and he looks out the window, tries to be discreet about it and is pretty discreet about it. He looks out the window and he sees that all the kids that were following him, they simply just like walk by his house. However, Declan's sneaking suspicion was almost confirmed correct. I mean, besides the kid who wore the Backrooms cult like hoodie, he saw that all the kids, instead of continuing to walk by because they would literally have to walk into a highway, all congregated. Like, they all came together and they all started staring at Declan's house. And Declan's like, oh my God, what? And anyways, right, they all kind of look at each other and they all start pointing at his house and then they all walk away together. And Declan's like, all right, this is getting weird, even though these are just some like little Fortnite boys. Like, I don't really care, bro. Like, look, these kids are not that intimidating, but what they're doing is weird. So anyways, right, he kind of tells his mom, he's like, hey, like, there's a group of kids at my school that say that this internet meme is real, and I said it's fake. And then they have a little group behind it. They call themselves the Backrooms Cult. And, they asked me if I thought the Backrooms were real, and I told them no. And I wasn't the nicest about it, but like, whatever, that's kind of irrelevant. But they've been like, they sent me a letter in my locker saying that I'm going to have to pay consequences. And they followed me back home. And they're like, they followed you. And his mom's like, Declan, they followed you back home. He's like, Mom, it's very weird. But like, I was noticing people were walking all the way down to our street, which, is at the very end before a highway. And I didn't recognize any of the kids from being in the neighborhood. And one of them is even wearing a Backrooms cult hoodie, which, he shows her the photo. And his mom's like, well, what if that's a logo for something else? And Declan's like, well, maybe, but no, because of this. He goes into his backpack and he takes out the letter that is stamped with TBC, right? So she's like, oh my God, like that's the exact same format and everything. He's like, yeah, so just a little, they were also looking at our house and pointing. It's pretty weird. I don't know these kids. I just want you to be aware. And Declan's mom like, all right, well, I'm actually going to call the school because this is really strange. And so sure enough, right, Declan is kind of just in his room playing Minecraft or Fortnite or I don't know, just not doing homework, man. He's just chilling. He's having a good time. And he just gets a weird feeling, kind of a bit of like a chill up his spine or whatever. He's just like, okay. And for some reason, he's disinclined to like get up from his chair, kind of like, I don't know, take a break between games. And he walks by his window and something catches in the corner of his eye. And he's just like, eh. And he goes back and he looks at the window and he's just like, eh, because he looks out and there's a bunch of kids standing in his backyard, all wearing the back room. So TBC, sorry. I'm sorry if I kind of broke the atmosphere, but a bunch of kids wearing TBC sweatshirts, all because it's like TBC is in white and the rest of the hoodie is black, and they have their hoods on and they're all looking up and they're just like ominously staring into his window. And he's like, oh my God. So he quickly takes a video of it and kind of zooms in on their faces a little bit. Yeah, they had their hoodies up, but at the end of the day, you could still see their faces pretty well, bro. They weren't hiding anything, if we're being honest. And so he runs downstairs. He's like, Mom, look in the yard. And his mom's like, oh my God, do you know those kids? He's like, look at their hoodies. And she's like, oh my God. And his mom's like, all right, I already sent an email to your school, but I'm sending a follow-up. Like, do you have proof of this? And he's like, yeah, I took a video. I'll send it to you. And then Declan takes another video, zooming in on their faces, showing everything. And then he notices all the kids like sprint out of his yard quickly. And I think like they noticed that he saw them and they just wanted to intimidate him. So after that, they ran away. So he's super weirded out. Declan, calls up a bunch of his friends who go to his school. And he especially calls up the one who's like told him about the Backrooms cult. He explains the entire story that I just told you. And all of his friends are like, yeah, man, it's super weird. And he's also like, one of his friends is like, dude, like the exact same thing happened to me. And he's like, I was talking to other people and apparently it's happened to other people too. They've been going up to random people, and if you say that you don't believe in the back rooms, they've been creepily stalking you in their hoodies. It is the weirdest thing ever. So Declan is just like, oh my God, this isn't like a singular thing. So Declan's mom gets on Facebook, posts the findings, and her post like reaches all these parents that go to his school, and she gets all these replies from parents saying, yes, these weird kids have been stalking my son as well. They've been stalking my daughter. It's like very creepy. It's very strange. And, Declan's mom was like, well, I've reported them to the school. And they were like, yeah, we reported them too. Did you get faces? And they said, yeah, we got pretty clear faces in the video. And so sure enough, right, the next day, Declan goes in and everyone's talking. And this is really unusual because when Declan walked into class, it's normally kind of silent if people are cracking a few jokes, but people were buzzing. And, he sits by his friend. He's like, dude, what's going on? Did something happen? And the guy, because like this friend in his class, he did tell about what happened the day before. He said, yeah, the backroom cult, like all those kids in it, they all got suspended for a week. And Declan's like, bro, what? He's like, yeah, apparently they were like, yeah, they were stalking a ton of different kids and the school got so many reports and these kids were kind of stupid. Yeah, they showed up and like they didn't even bother hiding their faces. And, at this point, right, they sent the videos to the school. And the school, they know who goes to the school, right? So they just looked at the faces and said, oh, we know all the kids. And yeah, everyone in the Backrooms cult got suspended. And I heard that, like, their suspension was conditional, like, they said that like the stalking was like a really, really bad offense. And even if they didn't mean anything for it, it was really bad. And that they're getting suspended for a week. But if they catch any word of like any other actions related to the Backrooms cult, stalking wise or not, like even just like, oh, we're going to have a meeting, that they would all be expelled. Like all of them. Like it was like one of the weirdest punishments that like, Declan's friend has ever heard. He's like, yeah, if one of them decides to have a meeting, like they're all getting done. It is crazy. The school is not having it. But they didn't straight up expel them all for some reason. And Declan's just sitting there like, wow, all of that because you believed in the Backrooms, bro.
Click on the video on screen right now. I know you'll enjoy it. Just click it, do it. So I got sent this story from this guy who kind of needed to teach his younger cousin a lesson, and to do so, he decided to scare him And to scare him, he decided to, one, convince him that the back rooms, yes, the internet urban legend, the back rooms, were real, and then pretend to kind of like shove him into the back rooms or whatever. And he had this whole kind of elaborate setup. And it was actually very interesting, pretty funny story. So yeah, leave a like in the video to claim your free nothing. Let's just jump right into it. So we're going to call the subscriber Jonathan. You can leave a name in the comment section. That's where I get these names. Anyways, right, so one day, Jonathan's mom kind of like calls him into the room. And Jonathan, who is older, I think Jonathan's in high school. Just for a little context, he has a younger brother, and his younger brother is, not younger brother, my fault. He has a cousin, a younger cousin, who is probably like in 3rd or 4th grade, so pretty young at this point. And Jonathan's mom calls him down and explains that his cousin's mom, called up Jonathan's mom, or his mom, right, and explained that there was a bit of a situation with Jonathan's cousin. Essentially, right, Jonathan's cousin has gotten repeatedly in trouble for kind of, scaring people at school. I don't know exactly what that entails, but however, like a younger kid, kind of like just tormenting his classmates through pranking them, through like scaring them somehow. I'm not 100% sure exactly how that works, but I'm sure that, if you're creative, you can find a way to like scare people, especially if you're in like 2nd grade. Maybe even like jumping from around a closet and going boo is enough to scare people. But anyways, exactly how his cousin scared him is kind of irrelevant, but Jonathan's mom then goes on to explain to Jonathan that, his cousin's mom has asked for Jonathan's help with this, because explaining to the kid, right, don't scare people for some reason, not for some reason, but it just wasn't working. Jonathan's cousin continued to scare people because he thought it was pretty funny. The thing is, though, the cousin's mom was thinking that Jonathan could be of help and kind of teach the cousin a lesson by scaring him back. So, Jonathan at this point, he understood the assignment, but was still like a little bit like, okay, how am I going to go about doing this? And this happened pretty recently, and as you guys probably know, if you've watched my previous videos, a lot of kind of stories have spawned out of the viral video, the Backrooms viral video. It's a viral video that a film student made that is very, very good, and I suggest you go ahead and watch it. But it's based on this urban legend. I'm going to not spend that much time explaining because I've explained it before in previous videos. It's an urban legend where, like, there's a separate reality that you can kind of no-clip. That's a video game term, but essentially you accidentally fall into it, and it's like repeating rooms or whatever, and there's like a monster in there. It's an internet urban legend or whatever, but it was recreated really well with this video. And essentially, right, Jonathan, he went up to his room after his mom told him what the task is, what his assignment is, right? He went up to his room to kind of sit down and try and like figure out, I don't know, how am I going to go about doing this? And he was thinking, because he just saw that video, and he's like, oh, this is a really good series. And he was like, all right, well, maybe this, use some kind of, urban legend. He's like, okay, we got the back rooms. Let's try and use that. And he's thinking to himself, all right, what am I exactly going to do? How am I going to, convince him? And then how am I going to prank him and scare him to teach him a lesson to get him to stop terrorizing kids at his school? And he's thinking to himself, all right, I got to figure out something. I got to figure out what to do. Eventually, Jonathan gets it. He knows exactly what he needs to do, and he's also going to need the help of his cousin's mother as well, who will be very who would be very happily in on this, simply because, she asked for him to do it in the first place. But I'm not going to tell you exactly what the plan is yet. I'm going to explain it to you as it happens, so that there's a bit of mystery of what happens. But anyways, right, eventually the day comes around where everything's going to go down. First part of the plan, and I'll explain the first part to you. Jonathan is going to, have, nonchalantly a day with his cousin, or for some reason, they're going to be together at his cousin's house, as his cousin actually does not live that far away from him. I know my cousins live pretty far away from me, and for a lot of people, but for some people, your cousins can live kind of close, and this is the case for Jonathan, which is pretty convenient for his plan. So anyways, right, part one of the plan is to see his cousin, show him the videos of the back room, and be super serious in a way that it seems like, Jonathan is showing him some kind of secret video message, whatever. He doesn't want to explain to him that this was a video he found on YouTube or something. So he kind of figures out, so he has to tell his cousin about the back rooms, explain it as if they're real, and then go on with part two of the plan. Anyways, right, so Jonathan gets to his cousin's house, and for the first hour or so, they're kind of just hanging out, whatever, doing stuff, or maybe they have some like planned excursion to get ice cream or do something, or he doesn't start off right away with his plan. But after a little bit of time, right, he kind of pulls his cousin aside. He's like, hey, can we go somewhere private? His cousin's like, oh yeah, sure, what's up? He's like, hey man, I just wanted to let you know about something. And his cousin's like, okay, like, sure, fair enough. So they get to the room, and so this is where he starts putting on this act. And Jonathan is like, he's like, all right, I got to make this convincing in his head. So what he does is he goes around, locks the door, and like goes to the window, draws the blinds to make it look like he's revealing like something very, very secret. And Jonathan's cousin's like, is everything okay? He's like, yeah, I just have something very, very top secret I need to tell you. I got to make sure the room isn't bugged. He's really going above and beyond to try and make it as convincing as possible. So he goes around, he's like pretending to check for bugs. And at this point, right, Jonathan's little cousin is starting to get a little scared. He's like, dude, what's coming on? He's like, all right, I think this room is safe. No one's tapped it, whatever. I gotta explain something to you, man. So then he turns to his cousin. He's like, I need to tell you about something called the back rooms. And he kind of looks at his cousin to make sure he doesn't realize this is like an internet thing. His cousin really doesn't have that much access to the internet, and his mom like heavily monitors. I think it's like YouTube for kids. And sure enough, right, his cousin's like, what's that? Like, he has no idea what it is. Because this plan wouldn't work as well if he knew it was like a fake online meme type thing. He's like, dude, all right. I can't explain how I got access to this video, but I got access to these videos, and I just got to tell you for your own security. And what he ends up doing is he shows what he did was he went to YouTube, downloaded the video series, that, you know, kind of like the recent ones that went very popular. I'm forgetting the name of who put them out. Very talented film artist. They're very well done. And I think it kind of reminds me of the Blair Witch Project that was released in the 1990s, where the internet was still kind of new and people could be easily fooled by something like that. So he goes on to show him like downloaded on his phone the YouTube videos, and he makes sure to like, he went through and I think he cut out if there's any references to like subscribe to my channel or whatever. I don't know if there are, but he did go through and edit those to make sure it was seamless. And by the end of it, right, his little cousin is freaking out. And so, you know, he goes down to his little cousin, goes down like on one knee or like crouches down to get eye level with his little cousin. He's like, all right, now that you know how serious this is, I'm going to tell you exactly how to avoid the back rooms and what to expect when you're in them. So the following is really important because what he explains to him isn't exactly what the back rooms are in the videos, but he goes on to explain, like, he explains it in a way that the next part of the plan, which which you're about to see, right, it works perfectly for this. So he goes down on his knees or crouches just to get to eye level. He's like, all right, the back rooms, while you can really no clip anywhere, they normally spawn in basements. This is important because this isn't like normal, but this is important for the plan. He's like, they normally spawn in basements. Even if you just go down, you enter your basement, and if the door locks behind you, and if you call out and no one responds back, you're probably in the back rooms. You'll know for a fact, especially if the lighting is a dim yellow lighting. Most of the time, the videos you saw there were level 2 of the back rooms. But the monsters that roam around level 1 of the back rooms that normally start in the basement, they're kind of these big, black, dark, like amorphous blobs that kind of go around. That's another very important part, as you'll see in a second. He's like, if you get trapped in there, you need to run. You need to run and bang on the door because there's a chance that someone on the other side will hear you, open the door, which will inadvertently be the portal, and if you get out and you shut it, it'll revert back to the normal basement, but basements are very dangerous and you need to be careful. So this is where things actually get really, really funny / interesting, and this is phase 2 of the plan, where he actually he's already phase 1, convince his cousin that the back rooms are real and a serious danger. Phase 2, scare him and teach him a lesson. Now let's enter phase 2. Real quick, if you made it this far into the video, I'd like you to comment the back rooms down below. I just want to see how many people made it this far into the video. Also, I've had channel members as an option for a very long time, but as of last night, I've uploaded a ton of videos where I explain the YouTube algorithm and basically everything you need to know to grow a YouTube channel. And you can only view those videos if you are a channel member. So if you've ever wanted to be a YouTuber and also at the same time support the channel, consider hitting the join button down below. And if you don't see a join button, there will be a link in the description that allows you to join the channel. Also wanted to say, by no means do you have to watch these videos in order to grow a YouTube channel. You can do it all by yourself, really. I just thought that these would be helpful, and I really wanted to kind of give a little bit more to the people who are going like a step and beyond to help me with the channel by being a channel member. Anyways, let's get back to the story and see exactly how Jonathan pranks his little cousin. Anyways, right, so Jonathan's cousin's mom is also in on this, and after Jonathan, like, explains him and scares him and tells him all the details about the back rooms, he doesn't do anything. He feels like it wouldn't be super authentic, or it might feel a little fishy if he was to immediately spring with part 2 of his plan. So he said, okay, man, as long as you know those things, you'll probably be safe. Don't worry about it. I just thought it was important to tell you. And Jonathan's cousin's like, oh, okay. So anyways, right, a little bit of time goes by, and they do some activities. They might even, I think they actually go out to do something, because the following occurs when they all come back from something, and they're just chilling in the kitchen. And Jonathan's mom is like, all right, so I'm going to be making dinner. And at this point, Jonathan's like, all right, I'm going to excuse myself for a little bit. He's like, I got to go to the bathroom. This is important. He actually does not go to the bathroom, right? But he's gone for a second. And Jonathan and his mother, and Jonathan, the only reason we know about this is Jonathan's mother explained this to Jonathan, or Jonathan's mother. Jonathan's cousin's mother explained this to Jonathan after the fact. But Jonathan's cousin and Jonathan's cousin's mother, his mother, they're sitting in the kitchen or whatever, and Jonathan's cousin's mother, that's a mouthful. Jonathan's cousin's mother tells Jonathan's cousins, hey, I need you to get X, whatever, some important cooking material from the basement. Can you do that for me? And Jonathan's cousin looks up like, yeah, sure. And then he's like, he kind of like goes dark. He's like, oh my God. Like, wait a minute. He's like, I don't know if I totally want to. And Jonathan's cousin's mother knows exactly why he doesn't want to, but pretends like she doesn't. She's like, can you just do this one thing for me, please? It'll be quick. It'll take a second. Eventually, Jonathan's cousin's like, okay, fine. Jonathan's cousin then makes his way to the basement, which is like a little bit past the kitchen or whatever. And unbeknownst to him, right, his mother is actually following him a little bit, kind of pretending like she's going off to do something else. And the thing about the basement, right, is you have to walk down the flight of stairs to get the light switch, instead of, like, for some reason, right, the way that their house was structured was the light switch was at the bottom of the basement stairs, not at the top of it. So anyways, right, Jonathan's cousin opens up the basement door, looks down, it's all dark, he's like, So he starts walking down the stairs to go and turn on the lights. And Jonathan's cousin's mother is just waiting above. And this is when Jonathan's cousin flicks the light switch, and sure enough, the lighting is this yellow color. The exact color that Jonathan explained to him earlier was associated with the back rooms, and when the back rooms specifically turned via the basement. And as soon as this happened, right, Jonathan's cousin's mother slams the door and locks it, right, as she was told to do by Jonathan. And at this point, right, Jonathan's cousin's like, Mom, like, oh, let me out, or whatever. He, like, starts, like, shaking the door, and is like, Jonathan's mother is kind of struggling, because she's like, oh my God, like, my son is, like, screaming for me or whatever. But she's like, it's part of the prank. I'm told I cannot respond or make any noise. And at this point, right, Jonathan's cousin remembers that, like, if he's in the back rooms, one good way to test it is if no one responds when he bangs on the door and asks him to open it. So at this point, he's like, oh my God, I'm actually in the back rooms. So he starts walking down the stairs, which I don't know why I wouldn't just stay up and, like, we're trying on the door, but whatever. He walks down the stairs, and the lighting, because at this point, right, what Jonathan did was Jonathan told Jonathan's cousin's mom exactly what the plan was, so that she would, tell him to go down to the basement and then shut the door when he turned on the lights. And Jonathan, in the meantime, the day before, he kind of snuck into the house when he knew that his cousin wouldn't have been there, because his mom explained when his cousin was going out to do something, and switched out, like, the 3 or 4 lights in the basement with, like, a certain yellow dungeon, like, kind of, like, grimy colored light or whatever. And so at this point, like, Jonathan's looking around, he's like, oh my God. And remember what Jonathan explained to him, what the creatures in the back room, in the basements of the back room, looked like. Not like the creatures in the video, which would be very hard to recreate, but these kind of, like, dark, black, amorphous blobs, right? And what do you think Jonathan bought to recreate that? Yep, he got a trash bag. I'm not even kidding. He got a very large industrial sized trash bag and poked a small hole that so he could kind of see what was happening. And because the lighting was kind of dark and dingy enough, it wasn't super obvious that it was some guy in a trash bag. It was dark enough. And also his cousin was super scared. So his cousin's kind of walking around oh my God, where is, I don't know where I am. At this point, Jonathan in his trash bag getup is ooh, or whatever. And sure enough, right, Jonathan's cousin looks at him, is oh my God, the backroom's monster, and starts sprinting towards the door. And Jonathan keeps getting closer to him, kind of lumbers towards him in his big trash bag getup or whatever. At this point, Jonathan's cousin's oh, open the door, open the door. Dun, 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 dun. Keeps slamming on the door, right? And Jonathan gets closer and closer in his big trash bag getup and starts walking up the stairs. Jonathan's cousin's oh my God, bum, 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 on the door. And Jonathan's mother Jonathan's cousin's mother kind of wants to open the door because it's hey, that's her baby boy or whatever. But she's hey man, he's been causing way too much trouble scaring people at school. He needs to be taught this lesson. And yes, sure enough, Jonathan gets closer and closer to his cousin. And when he gets right up to him, since he has a trash bag on, he reaches under and then around to lift up the trash bag and show his face. And at this point, Jonathan's cousin is so frightened, but just has this look of shock when he sees it's actually Jonathan. And Jonathan's got you. Doesn't feel that good to be scared, right? Subscribe if you haven't already, and now go watch another video. There's some on screen, some are recommended. Go watch one, you'll make me very happy. And today we have a story time of a Minecraft kid who actually thought that creepers were real and embarrasses himself in front of everyone in his class during a trip to the dinosaur museum. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Sit back, relax, leave a like on the video to claim your free nothing, and let's get right into it. The subscriber sent in today's story. We're going to call her Jade, and I got that name from the comment section. So if you want me to use your name, your friend's name, or really any name you want, leave it in a comment down below, and I'll do my best to try and use as many of those names as possible. Anyways, right, so this story happened to Jade when she was in 2nd grade, and she's a bit older now, so this was a little while back. But back when Jade was in 2nd grade, her class was doing this unit on dinosaurs and kind of dinosaurs, prehistoric era, everything around that, fossils, all that good stuff. And they've been studying it for a while, and kind of the big thing for any 2nd grader at that school, and it was kind of known that for the 2nd grade, their big thing that they would do is they would spend about a month covering dinosaurs and the kind of the prehistoric age, and then at the end of their long kind of study, whatever, and I mean it's 2nd grade, it's only so rigorous, but at the end of the day, right, they spend a lot of time learning about dinosaurs, and kind of the big payoff for this big kind of month-long study is that they take a full day long trip to a really big dinosaur museum that's somewhat near them. It's still 45-minute bus ride away, but it's a pretty fun day, and it's kind of known for everyone in the school as the big fun day that all the 2nd graders have. And yeah, at this point, right, it's about a week away, and Jade's getting pretty excited because it's a pretty big deal. And I'm going to introduce another character into this story. He is the Minecraft kid. There's nothing more I need to say besides he's in Jade's class, and things get very interesting very quickly. And anyways, right, a week passes and it's finally the day. It's the big day. They all kind of get there kind of early that morning. Their school normally starts around 8, but for that day, they're asked to get there at 7, which a lot of the parents are a little, they wake up, drive up their kids, and they're all kind of cranky because they have to get up at 7 in the morning, which is a little inhumane. I'll be real. They don't have to get up at 7 in the morning. They have to get up at 6 to drive their kids there at 7. But all the kids, when they get there, are kind of all wide-eyed and excited because, hey man, it's the big day. It's the dinosaur museum day. And so anyways, right, Jade, she goes in, and Jade has kind of a friend group of 2 other people, so it's kind of a 3-person friend group, and they all walk onto the bus at the same time. And the thing is, right, the bus seats are by 2s, so they realize that, all right, so one of us is going to have to sit next to the other 2. And they make it to about the middle row, and all the other seats behind them are filled, and they decide, you know what, let's just sit on this row. So the row has 2 different sides, and the 2 of Jade's other friends take the 2 seats on the other side. So Jade is going to take the aisle seat on the other side of the bus, right? And there's a kid sitting in the window seat, and this kid happens to be, you guessed it, the Minecraft kid. Anyways, right, they sit down, and Jade's 2 friends kind of space off / go to sleep because they're still a little bit tired. As excited they are, they're kind of tired, and the thing is still like 30, 45 minutes away. So they kind of go to sleep, but Jade is kind of awake. She still has enough adrenaline in her to keep her up, and she's kind of excited to go to the dinosaur museum. So she turns to the person next to her, which is the Minecraft kid, who, she doesn't know that well, but, they're friendly enough because they are in the same class. And she kind of just says something to Minecraft kid along the lines of, hey, like, are you excited? The Minecraft kid said, yeah, this is a pretty big deal. I'm really hyped. I've, been thinking about it all night. I couldn't even really fall asleep that well last night. And she was like, yeah, honestly, same. This is going to be a really, like, exciting and fun day. And the Minecraft kid says, I'm so excited to go see, like, to try and find my favorite dinosaur of that period. And, the Jade is like, oh, that's really cool. And the Minecraft kid said, oh, before I tell you mine, what's yours? And I don't know, Jade says something, I don't know, pterodactyl or something. And then Jade's like, oh, what's your favorite Minecraft? What's your favorite Minecraft? No, we're getting to that in a second. What's your favorite dinosaur of the time period? And the Minecraft kid said, oh, I'm a big fan of the creeper. And she's like, oh, I haven't heard of that one. And the thing is, like, Jade had no idea what Minecraft was at this time, and it's only in, like, retrospective, looking back on this event, that she thought it was so funny what actually happened. But yeah, the Minecraft kid said, oh, yeah, it's like a green, it's a little small, it's, like, on all fours. And he doesn't say the part about how it explodes, right? He decides to leave that detail out. And Jade's like, oh, that's really cool. I don't remember us having a unit on it, but I must have just, like, not paid attention. We covered a lot of material. And yeah, the Minecraft kid's like, yeah, I really hope I'll find an exhibit, and if not, I'll ask around. And so anyways, right, they eventually get there, and they start, like, single file off the bus. So the teacher basically calls them all together, and they kind of get all huddled up in a group, and the teacher says, hey guys, like, we're going to be walking around. Us teachers will be kind of walking around to make sure you guys don't get in trouble. But you more or less have free reign of whatever you want to do today. Go ahead, explore any exhibits you want to. Go try out anything. You must stay within the dinosaur museum itself. You can't leave it. Stay on the first 3 levels. If you have any problems, like, just come to the front desk, which is right over here, and points to where the front desk is on the first floor, and says, and they'll be able to contact us as we've given them our numbers and the school's number. So yeah, anyways, guys, that's all we really wanted to say. Go off and have some fun. And the teacher says, oh wait, one more thing. At 12, we'll be having lunch, so please return to the first floor for that. And then afterwards, for about 30 minutes, we're going to have a guided tour. And then for the next hour after that, you're free to go about and, like, look at whatever sculptures like dinosaur footprints or museum, whatever you want to look at, feel free to do that afterwards. So anyways, right, Jade and her friends, they go off and they start looking around. And they're going around and they're looking at all the things that they learned, and they're recognizing, and they go up and they see, like, real life dinosaur footprints, and then they walk around this kind of recreation of, like, the prehistoric era. So there's these, like, fake bushes and a big fake dinosaur statue, and it's actually pretty cool. And eventually they meet up with the Minecraft kid, who seems to be, like, frantically looking around. Okay, maybe not frantically, but is intensely kind of, like, pacing around trying to find something. And they kind of look at him, and Jade is like, hey, is everything okay? He's like, I can't find the creeper. Like, I can't find anything about the creeper. I've been looking for sculptures. I've been looking for any kind of information. I just can't seem to find anything. At this point, right, Jade had no idea that this was, in fact, not a dinosaur, but instead was a Minecraft character that the Minecraft kid assumed was real. And since there aren't any creepers around today, he assumed that since, spiders in Minecraft are real, skeletons are technically real, the creeper must have been real too and just, went extinct. So he was really looking forward to finding, the creeper exhibit at this dinosaur museum. And he keeps looking around, and Jade's like, hey man, like, maybe ask someone at the front desk. So eventually, right, lunch came around, and Jade and her friends, went down to the first floor, and they got all together, and the teacher said, hey, there's a lunch, you can stand in line for it, and then go sit down at the table. So they go in line, they get their lunch, and then they sit down at the table. The Minecraft kid, after like 10 minutes, he gets there kind of late, because apparently he's busy trying to find the creeper, exhibit part of the museum. And the teacher's like, Jade is too far away to audibly hear what the teacher says, but the teacher's like, hey, like, the teacher looked a little upset that the Minecraft kid was so late, and then the teacher points to the food and then points to the tables, and the Minecraft kid gets some food and then sits down at the table, and Jade's like, oh, were you successful in finding the creeper exhibit? Remember, at this point, Jade has no idea what Minecraft is. So she legitimately thinks, like, the creeper is some more kind of, I don't know, niche, obscure dinosaur from back in the day, and she just is like, oh, did you find the exhibit for your favorite dinosaur? Because she was able to find an exhibit with her favorite dinosaur, so she just honestly felt bad. The Minecraft kid so far has been able to say that creepers are dinosaurs to, Jade, because she doesn't know any better. But the Minecraft kid is about to ask the tour guide and be like really persistent about it in front of literally everyone, and it's pretty funny. But I don't want to interrupt the flow of the video, so I'm going to do the little comment thing now. Comment Ben. I'll heart your comment if you do it. And also, feel free to comment Ben multiple times. Like, you can go down and comment it like 5 different times. I guess there's a more decent shot I'll actually see your comment and heart it. Either way, if you don't get a heart, don't feel bad. I'm going to heart as many as I possibly can, just to say thank you guys so much for watching. And also, like, if you haven't already done so, join the Discord, link in the description. You can submit stories there and also talk to me occasionally. Anyways, right, back to the story. So lunch is over, and now it's the like mandatory 30-minute tour guide. And so the tour guide's like, all right, guys, so we're going to go around and check out all the exhibits and just like go over things. And if you guys ever have any questions, just let me know. And before he's even able to finish that sentence, bro, the Minecraft kid, his hand shoots up, and the tour guide's like, yeah, what's up? And the Minecraft kid said, when are we going to see the creeper exhibit? And everyone kind of just looks at him. And the thing is, right, while Jade didn't know what a creeper was, most of the guys and a lot of the girls in his class actually did know what a creeper was. Even if they didn't play Minecraft that much, they were at least aware. And some people started to laugh. And the Minecraft kid looks at him like, kind of like with this look of like, why are you laughing at me? Like, I simply asked the question, where's the creeper exhibit? Which, like, as if, like, no one's gonna, like, laugh at that a little bit, but whatever, right? And the tour guide, like, Jade had no idea what a creeper was, so kind of gave him this look of, like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I don't understand what you mean. And he was like, well, I'm just wondering when, because, like, we're seeing the pterodactyl, we're seeing dinosaur footprints, when are we gonna see the creeper exhibit? And once again, the tour guide kind of just looks at him, and the Minecraft kid kind of gives him this look. He's like, oh, this museum sucks. It doesn't even have a creeper exhibit. At this point, right, the teacher's like, Minecraft kid, obviously says his name. We'll just give him a name, right? We'll just call him Minecraft kid. The teacher was like, Minecraft kid, don't say that. And for some reason, right, the Minecraft kid must have been super excited to see the creeper exhibit at the dinosaur museum and was just really upset and disappointed that they didn't have one, that he kind of went on this tirade and he kind of stuck with it. And he was like, well, what do you mean stop? I mean, this is a museum, right? This is supposed to be the biggest, the greatest dinosaur museum of all time, and they don't even have a creeper exhibit. This place sucks. And at this point, it's like super, super awkward because the tour guide's just kind of standing there like, dude, I have no idea what you're talking about. Everyone in the class is kind of looking at him like he's crazy because they know what a creeper is, bro. They know what a creeper is, and they also don't, you know what else they know? They know that a creeper isn't real. The Minecraft kid looks at the tour guide straight on and is like, how could you work at such a fraudulent facility? This place is disgraceful. I bet the dinosaurs would be ashamed if they knew that you were doing this, which is just kind of funny, but hey man, it's a second grader. They're bound to say stuff like that. And at this point, right, the teacher's like super embarrassed, and the teacher goes up and like looks at the Minecraft kid and is like, stop, I don't know what you're doing, but stop it. And, she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about this. And at this point, right, another kid in the class speaks up, and he looks directly at the Minecraft kid, and he's like, dude, what are you talking about? You know that creepers are fictional, right? And the Minecraft kid's like, does fictional mean, like, prehistoric era only? And then the kid's like, no, dude, fictional means fake. Like, they're not real. And the Minecraft kid's like, That's ridiculous, man. Spiders are real. Skeletons are real. Why wouldn't creepers be real? They're probably just extinct. You don't know what you're talking about. And at this point, right, the teacher looks at the other kid and is like, well, what do you mean fake? Is it from a video game? It looks at the Minecraft kid and is like, are you making a scene about a video game? At this point, right, Jade is starting to put 2 and 2 together that no, creepers are not actually real, as everyone has no idea what they are. And in fact, probably from a video game, and yes, they are. At this point, right, the Minecraft kid is starting to realize that his logic of, if I don't see them now, they must be prehistoric and extinct, maybe doesn't hold up, because he's like, oh yeah, the Ender Dragon probably isn't real, and the Wither probably isn't real. And he's like, uh-oh. And he just realizes, right, that he just made a huge scene, called the tour guide like a fraud and a phony just because his museum didn't have a creeper exhibit. And the Minecraft kid looks right up at the teacher, who's just eyeing him like, dude, you've kind of messed this up, but you've embarrassed us all. And all of a sudden, right, the Minecraft kid feels this like hand on the collar of his shirt, and he looks up, and the teacher has grabbed his shirt and starts pulling him away. And Jade is watching the whole thing happen, and the Minecraft kid basically gets pulled away from making a scene, and the tour guide is like, all right, well, let's continue on. So our first exhibit, ... whatever goes on to explain it. And essentially, right, the Minecraft kid got told that he's got to sit down because of like the big scene he made, and that he's not grounded. I don't know what to say. He's not like in suspension or anything, but he basically has to sit there at lunch for the rest of the duration of the field trip because he made a scene over Minecraft creepers not being in a dinosaur museum, which is, if you're going to make a scene, man, at least have it be something real. And for like the rest of that school year, whenever the teacher would be like, all right, now we're going to learn about whatever, and she'd be like, any questions? Some like kid in the class would always raise their hand and be like, yo, when are we going to learn about the creepers? And then everyone would like start laughing. So unfortunately, right, the Minecraft kid kind of became the laughing stock for the rest of second grade, but he learned a pretty valuable lesson, and that is creepers are not real. I kind of feel like you wouldn't have to learn that lesson, but apparently you do. Subscribe if you haven't already. Now go watch another video. There's some on screen, some that are recommended. Go watch one. I'll be very happy. Bye. Today we got a story time of a Minecraft kid who thought that physics worked like it does in Minecraft, aka if you spill water, it doesn't go everywhere, it only like spreads out a little bit, and if you like chop down a tree, it doesn't fall, it floats. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Leave a like on the video to claim your free nothing, and let's just jump right into it. So we're going to call the subscriber who sent in today's story, we're going to call him Sam. I got that name from the comment section. If you want me to use a name, just leave a comment saying the name down below. And normally, the story goes like, the subscriber sends in a story where they tell me about a Minecraft kid. No. Today is different. Today, the subscriber admits something to me. He admits his darkest secret, that he, in fact, was the Minecraft kid. Yes, so this is a story from the subscriber who we're going to call Sam. When he was younger, many years ago, when he kind of believed that physics worked like they did in Minecraft. And obviously he doesn't think this anymore, and it's kind of like a funny, embarrassing story to look back on. But anyways, this all happened many, many years ago when Minecraft was kind of first gaining its like initial wave of popularity. So back in the days of Sky Does Minecraft, Captain Sparkles, like, Herobrine Legend, the Ether mod or the Aether, whatever it's called, all that good stuff, kind of like the good old days of Minecraft, right? So this kid, and we're going to call him Sam, but Sam many years ago, right? He was, it was during the summer, it was fun, he was playing a ton of Minecraft with his friends, and it was just like good old time. And, he was going off to his first ever kind of like sleepaway summer camp type thing, which for him, even though he was kind of young, his parents always, his parents were sent off to sleepaway camp pretty early on and like wilderness camp. So they thought it would be a good idea for him too as well. Anyways, right, so, Sam is dropped off by his parents, and, the people at the sleepaway kind of wilderness camp are like, oh, welcome, like, to the camp or whatever. We're so excited to have you. Here's your cabin, etc. They put him in a group. They put him with people. And the thing is, right, Sam in his head felt like he had been training. In his mind, he has been training for this for the longest time. What do I mean by training by this or for this? What I mean is that he has been playing Minecraft, not just normal Minecraft. He's not been playing creative mode, man. He's not been a softie. He's been playing survival mode, aka he can survive in the wilderness because he plays Minecraft. To be fair, man, when I was like in second grade or whatever, I had similar logic. So I can't blame him, but I don't know. This is kind of funny. Anyways, right, so, Sam is, meeting all of his, his friends for the week or whatever, and for their first kind of, like, get to know each other adventure type thing that they're doing, they made a kind of a knapsack, and it's, like, just because, like, at the end of the week, they had kind of a big camp, like, kind of like a excursion type event where they would go and they would actually camp out. Anyways, when they were building these kind of like knapsacks to be able to put stuff in, just was kind of like a fun first type thing that they're building to like get to know each other. You know, the Minecraft kid, who we're not even going to call the Minecraft kid, we're just going to call him Sam. And I just, because this is the first time that Sam, the subscriber, or the subscriber happens to also be the Minecraft kid. So if I say the Minecraft kid, the subscriber, or Sam, they're all interchangeable and they all mean the same thing. Anyways, right, so Sam was getting to know these people, and they were talking about, like, their wilderness experience or whatever, and Sam explained to this one person that he had plenty of wilderness experience, and he just simply did not elaborate. Because if he did elaborate, he probably would have been clowned on, saying that, like, yeah, I play a lot of Minecraft, man. I know exactly what the woods are like. Like, you can trust me, man. I know exactly what I'm doing. Anyways, right, so the next day rolls around, and it's their first kind of like mini group activity besides the one that they had the night before, which is really just kind of like an icebreaker. And in this mini group activity, they had to go create a lean-to, I think that's what it's called. It's where you like lean a bunch of sticks against another stick, so it's like you can, I guess, if you're in the middle of the woods at night or whatever, you can like sleep under it, and the sticks that are leaning up against the big log or the other tree or whatever that they're leaning up against, they kind of protect you from the elements. And I guess this is kind of like a good thing to know if you're actually in the woods and you need to do something like that. But anyways, right, so they were broken up into a couple groups to, you know, accomplish, just so it's like everyone could have a bit more hands-on, because if it was a big group of like 50 people doing one of these, you'd probably get like 1 or 2 sticks down and probably not get a lot of experience and not really doing it, so they broke them up into smaller groups. But anyways, right, you know, the subscriber was on or Sam was on the stick collection team, because they kind of like broke, when they broke up into teams, there was like a couple people that kind of made themselves the leaders, and they delegated people to stick collection or construction. Those were kind of the 2 categories. And Sam was on stick collection, right? So anyways, you know, they were gathering up all the sticks or whatever, and while they were instructed not to, you know, break any branches to get more sticks, you know, at the end of the day, there weren't a lot of sticks to go around. So Sam was like, you know what, this tree isn't going to mind a branch or 2. So Sam would go off and like break a branch and like take it back or whatever. And then he went off with another person, and, you know, the other person was like, they saw some sticks on the ground. So the other person kind of like bent down to grab some sticks. And Sam saw like a mini tree in front of them that appeared to be dead. So he's like, oh, let me just break this tree and get the sticks. However, right, there was like a person in front of him, in front of the tree, and I don't know, logically, one would believe that like if you were to break the tree, that it's going to fall. And if you're gonna like smash a tree in the direction of the person, bro, that the tree's gonna fall on the person. That would make sense. However, when you play countless amounts of Minecraft, you kind of just like forget about gravity for a second, apparently. So anyways, right, Sam kind of kicks the tree over, and it's a very small tree, so it can easily be broken, right? As opposed to punching it, he decides to kick it just to make it easier, right? And, okay, objectively, he understands how gravity works. However, in his mind, he just wasn't thinking, and for some reason, he defaulted to, oh, trees will float. Yeah, no, you heard me right. So, right, sure enough, you know, Sam kicks over the tree, and sure enough, the tree breaks, and sure enough, you know, reality exists, and the tree fell forward onto the guy in front of him. It was a very small tree. It was kind of the equivalent of a branch, but the kid in front of him is like, ow, like, why would you do that? And Sam just exclaims, without even really thinking about it, I'm sorry, I thought the tree would float. And the kid just gets up and gives him this look, and then walks away. And obviously Sam, after saying that, is like, oh, that sounds stupid. And he doesn't really think anything much of it. But anyways, time goes on, and it's a couple days later, and it's another, for some reason, they need to gather wood again. And they're assigned to the same place. So if you remember, I literally just said it. A couple days ago, they had to basically use all the sticks in the area. However, the camp counselors were not like prepared for this, and they had a pretty like strict regimen of what they had to do. So they kind of assigned the kids to do, you know, a project that involved a lot of sticks. I don't know if they're making another lean-to, or they're making like kind of like a a tent type thing out of sticks, or they needed to gather sticks. They needed sticks for some reason. So anyways, right, the kids, they were sent off to get sticks, and like they weren't finding any sticks, so they're like, all right, like I know we're not supposed to do this, but I think we're gonna have to break down some of these trees. So anyways, right, Sam, he finds a tree, and unlike the other tree that he was able to kick over and thought that like would float for some reason, this time he realizes the trees don't float. He is evolved from that point. But the thing is, though, Sam is still in the mindset of punching trees is how you get wood, because he had never actually seen like someone like chop wood with an axe except in TV, and he had played so much Minecraft that had kind of like fallen out of his mind. So all he thought of like, oh, when people want wood, they punch it, they kick it, they headbutt it or whatever. That's how normal people get wood. So, there was another tree, and this one was much bigger than the one that Sam kicked over. It was also a lot more alive. It was thicker. Like, it was just like a totally different beast, right? And so anyways, right, Sam goes up to it in front of everyone. He's like, all right, guys, I got this. Makes his fist into a ball and straight out punches it. And instantly, right, Sam's fist is in pain. He's like, ah! And everyone around him is like, dude, why would you do that? Like, why would you just punch that tree? He's like, dude, I was just trying to get wood. And they kind of looked at him like, bro, that's not how you get wood. What are you talking about? And apparently, right, one of the kids actually told on Sam to the counselor, not just to the fact that he was like trying to like break an actual tree, because I think everyone was trying to do that, but just the fact that he tried to straight up punch a tree. And one of the counselors had to come to him after the fact and say, hey man, like, we don't want you to hurt yourself. Like, don't go around punching trees, as if that was something like, I'm sure the counselor like was just thinking in his head like, man, I'm not paid enough for this, bro. Like, I'm simply not paid enough for this. And there was one final thing that Sam, after being embarrassed basically twice, Sam had one more like just complete logical fallacy based on Minecraft physics that this one people were actually pretty angry at him for, and it was pretty funny. But before that happens, if you made it this far into the video, I'd like you to comment Minecraft down below. Maybe even comment it like 3 or 4 times if you're super cool. I'll try and slap a few hearts on those comments. And if you haven't already done so, consider subscribing to the channel. You can always unsubscribe later. And also, if you are subscribed, make sure those notifications are turned on, because you probably won't see my videos anyways. And finally, right, let's actually see what Sam did. So on the second to last day, they had a really large, it was like a very big hike. It was kind of like their crown jewel event. It was the big deal, because the next day they were going to be picked up. And anyways, right, so the hike was basically all day, and everyone was given 1 water bottle and also 1 lunch bag. And so this day happened to be a pretty hot day. I mean, nothing the camp counselors can do. Sometimes, man, it's just the weather, it just doesn't go with your favor. These things happen, right? So it's a pretty hot day out today. And, when it's hot outside, you get thirsty and you want to drink more water, right? But anyways, right, so it was getting hot out there. And, Sam was walking with a group of his friends, or his friends for the time being, probably not his friends for that much longer after what's about to go down, but you're about to hear what that is. So anyways, people are like, they're looking at their water bottles, and they're either halfway through, 2/3 of the way through. They all collectively don't have a ton of water, right? So they're all like, man, like, we're only like 2 hours into this hike. We got the rest of the day to go, and we're almost out of water. Like, we're super thirsty. We've already talked to the camp counselor. There's not any more water that we can get. Like, this totally sucks. Like, what's going on? And anyways, right, Sam, in his infinite wisdom, his Minecraft wisdom, he said, oh, guys, this is, like, super easy. Like, don't worry about this. Like, just give me your water. I promise you, I'll be able to refill it. And they all kind of look at him. Because here's the thing. This is their only water bottle. Honestly, the camp counselors should have packed them more water. They should have at least had some water stops, because it's so hot out. But anyways, that's irrelevant to the situation, because at the end of the day, they didn't, right? They only had 1 water bottle. And Sam, their new friend, was claiming that if they gave him the limited water supply that they had left, that he would be able to magically grant them more water. But the thing is, right, they were just kids. I mean, they were kids, right? And they wanted more water. And their new friend that they had all this faith in claimed that he alone could get them more water, right? Sure, okay, I want more water. Let's see what Sam does. So Sam takes like 5 people's water bottles and he's like, all right, guys, let me show you this little trick I learned when studying to be good in the wilderness. And Sam kind of like, he finds kind of a hole in the dirt and digs it a little more so it's like a perfectly round hole. And what he ends up doing is he takes everyone's water and just pours it into the hole. And everyone's like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, bro, relax. You're going to be thanking me by the end of this. And he's like, so you see this? This is a 2x2 hole. The fact that it's now totally full with water means we have an infinite water supply. Like I can you can keep drinking from this again and again, and it's just going to replenish itself. If you don't know, in Minecraft, if you dig a 2x2 or maybe it's just 3x3, I kind of forget, hole, and you put water in it and you put like 4 source blocks of water, it's an infinite water source. But just a little spoiler, in reality, that's just not the case, bro. That's just not how life works. So Sam's like, all right, I'll watch. Like, you guys seem like you're mad. You're going to be, like, thanking me so much. So what Sam does is he, like, takes one of the water bottles and he's, like, scoops up some of the water in there. And first of all, the water is completely dirty at this point. Like, no one's going to be drinking it in the first place. But also, when Sam scoops up the water, it doesn't replenish. It does not replenish. Like, it doesn't, like, magically turn back to, like, more water. And also, at the same time, the water is being absorbed by the ground at a really fast rate. It's probably been, like, a third of it's already been absorbed at this point. So Sam looks up. He's like, I don't know what happened here. Like, did I not dig this deep enough? And everyone's like, bro, why would you pour the water away? And Sam's like, it was supposed to be an infinite water source. I don't know what happened. And they're all like, bro, this isn't Minecraft. And Sam looks at them and he's like, what? Because Sam knew that this wasn't Minecraft, but like in Minecraft, if you plant seeds, they grow wheat. That is something that actually happens. If you like stab chickens, you get like chicken meat and feathers. Like, that actually happens. He assumed that if you got enough water and did some magical like physics to it, like you put it in like a special hole, it would just regenerate. Because like, why not? And everyone was just like, bro, you cannot be serious, bro. Subscribe if you haven't already. And now if you're bored, go watch another video. It'll really help out the channel. Thank you very much. Bye. Today we got a story time of a Minecraft kid who actually thinks the Ender Dragon is real and like actually exists in real life, as well as does a bunch of other stupid stuff, which is pretty funny. So yeah, sit back, relax, leave a like on the video to claim your free nothing. Not even a joke, bro. You can actually get your free nothing leaving a like. And yeah, let's just jump right into it. So anyways, right, the subscriber who we're going to call Kevin, he sent in this story, and this happened to him when he was in 3rd grade. He's currently in 6th grade right now, so this was a little while ago. But basically, right, for Kevin, back in 3rd grade, there's this kid in his class, and we're just going to call him a Minecraft kid. And I have to say this every single time, because I'll always get a comment saying, oh my god, Connor, I play Minecraft. Do you hate me, man? Bro. Do you see the background gameplay right now? Obviously, Minecraft's a cool game. I love that game, bro. Like, I don't play it all the time, but look, the parkour is cool. Like just going into a survival world by yourself is, like, kind of fun for a little while. Mad respect if you play Minecraft, but if you're a Minecraft kid, that's a whole different story, man. But anyways, right, so one day in 3rd grade, there's this kid in Kevin's class who's the Minecraft kid, and I'm not going to give him a real name. I'm just going to call him Minecraft kid. But anyways, right, one day at recess. At recess, right, the Minecraft kid, was kind of like walking around, wandering around, and Kevin was hanging out with his friends. And then the Minecraft kid comes up to Kevin and his friends, and they were always kind of friendly, like they weren't enemies, they never fought each other or anything like that. But basically, right, the Minecraft kid wasn't like boys with Kevin and his friends, so it was a little strange that he came up to them. But basically, right, the Minecraft kid comes up to Kevin and his friends and says, hey man, did you know Minecraft is real? And everyone's like, bro, what do you mean by that? He's like, bro, trust me on this. Minecraft is actually real. And they're just like, dude, okay, bro, like, what do you mean by that, bro? Like, that makes no sense out of context. Even in the context, it would make no sense, but out of context, some kid comes up to you and says Minecraft is real. It's like, yeah, it's a real game you can play, like, on Mac and Linux and Windows and Xbox, but what do you mean by real? He's like, bro, let me go harvest some wood for you guys. At this point, right, they're just like, what is this kid talking about? Because look, Kevin and his friends, they play a little Minecraft right at that time. It's a fun game. It's a fundamental game that it's just great for the childhood, bro. It's just good for the spirit, good for the soul. Everyone could gain something from going in a single player Minecraft world, just loading it up. I don't know, punching down some trees, making a little dirt hut. Like, everyone's soul can grow a little bit from doing that. But the Minecraft kid basically says, hey man, I'm going to go harvest some wood, be right back. So Kevin and his friends are like thinking about it, and they're like, how does one harvest wood in Minecraft? Yeah, once you have an axe, like, it goes by much faster, but I'm sure most of you guys know that one of the first things you do is you punch a tree to get wood. Yeah, you punch a tree to get wood. So Kevin and his friends were like, wait a minute. And then they look over at the Minecraft kid, and he takes out his fist and starts whapping at this tree. Pop, pop, pop. And he's like, ow, ow, ow. And Kevin and his friends are like, bro, stop. Stop it. Bro, stop. Bro, stop it. Eventually, right, the Minecraft kid comes back with, like, a stick in his hand that he obviously found on the ground. He's like, all right, I successfully punched the wood. I got the tree for us. And, yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm going to be raising awareness for a cause. And they're all like, okay, weird segue, but what's the cause? So they were all like, all right, what's the cause you're raising awareness for? And he was like, Ender Dragon awareness. And they're all just like, bro, what? He's like, yeah, I'm raising awareness for the Ender Dragon. And they're just like, bro, what? Bro, what are you talking about? He's like, guys, it's a really serious issue. No one at this school is prepared for an Ender Dragon attack. By the way, comment Ender Dragon, 2 words in the comment section. I'm going to heart as many of those comments as I possibly can. But anyways, right, the Minecraft kid was like, I've been looking around. I've been doing some research, some really intensive research. And all I can say is the school is not at all prepared for an Ender Dragon attack. And Kevin and his friends are just looking at each other like, bro, what is this kid talking about? And at this point, Kevin and his friends kind of look at each other and kind of smile a little bit, like they're trying to hold back a bit of a laugh. And the Minecraft kid starts to get annoyed. He's like, what is so funny about an Ender Dragon attack? Have you ever seen those things? Like, they spawn massive crystals to regenerate themselves. They ram into you. You know how much damage those things do? I mean, we don't even have supplies of enchanted golden apples, diamond armors, bows, and everyone's like, or Kevin and his friends are just like, bro, what are you talking about? And he's like, today in class, because like they had a class. So basically Kevin and some of Kevin's friends, as well as the Minecraft kid, had a class together. So the Minecraft kid and the class was happening after recess, which they were just chilling at recess. And the Minecraft kid goes up to them, or not goes up to them, but while he's talking to them, he's like, I'm going to bring this issue up at class. It's super serious. And like, you'll thank me. You'll see. You'll see what I mean. Like, kind of like one of those people's like, the world is ending yesterday. Trust me, bro. Like, you'll thank me or something. Like, one of those guys who's just like, bro, you must repent. The rapture is going to happen in 1 minute. And a minute goes by. I mean, the next minute. I didn't mean last minute. Sorry, my watch was off. Then like another minute goes by. It's like, the rapture's coming. Trust me. Yeah, but anyways, right, Kevin and his friends are like, okay, bro, whatever. And then recess ends, and they have one class before that class they all have together. So Kevin goes to his other class, and he's actually, like, sitting in that class, not really paying a ton of attention, because you know what he's thinking about? He's thinking about the class that's coming up next, and he's thinking about the Minecraft kid, and is he actually going to make a scene talking about Ender Dragon awareness, bro? Like, is he actually about to make a scene in class talking about how everyone needs to be prepared for an imminent Ender Dragon attack? Guys, it's coming. Trust me, bro. Sources, trust me, bro. Like, you just got to print out one of those, like, MLA citation pages for your history homework or whatever, and it goes to, like, sources. Trust me, bro. Ender Dragon attack imminent. But anyways, right, class eventually ends and Kevin kind of rushes to his next class and he gets there like a little bit early because he's so prompt to the class because he's excited to see what the Minecraft kid's going to do. And when he gets there, there's not a lot of kids there, but the kids that are there are his friends that have the class with them. And because they're also interested in what the Minecraft kid's about to do. If he's about to do that Ender Dragon awareness skit or whatever. It's not even a skit to the kid. Like, he's taking it mad serious. But anyways, right. They all get there and they sit down and Kevin's like, are you thinking about? And they're like, yes, Minecraft kid. And he's like, yeah. He's like, do you think you're going to do it? And the kids are like, bro, I don't know. But if he does, I got to be here to see it. I got to get front row seats too. Because the Minecraft kid always sat in the same seat. It was kind of like front of the class, but kind of towards the left. So they all sat like behind him, only one row though, because they wanted to get the perfect seats in the house for this whole thing. But anyways, right, eventually the class does start and the Minecraft kid is there and everyone else is there. And the teacher's like starts going off about like, all right, class, we're going to talk about European history. And all of a sudden, right, the Minecraft kid raises his hand. And the teacher, who's like about to start a lecture or something, looks at the Minecraft kid and is like, okay. Okay, also, maybe it's not a European history class. They just, like, the person who sent me a DM, which, by the way, if you want to send in a story, Instagram or Discord server, both are in the description. He basically just said history class, and I was like, oh, because I'm taking a European history class right now. Most likely, they were not doing intensive European history in 3rd grade. But let's just say a history class, right? The teacher was about to go on about whatever they were talking about. And the Minecraft kid raises his hand, and the teacher's like, oh, like, yes? And he's like, I have a presentation. And the teacher's like, well, I didn't really ask for anyone to do a presentation, but I guess if it's on if it's on history, like, sure, but keep it brief. And the teacher's like, yeah, so is it on history? And the Minecraft kid kind of like gulps for a second and says yes. I'm sure his logic was, this is so important that like he's going to get in trouble, but he has to do it for the safety of everyone else. He has to lie for everyone else's well-being. He's taking one for the team, man, or whatever, right? But anyways, right, he's like, yes. And so the teacher's like, all right, go ahead. And the Minecraft kid steps up to the front of the room, and Kevin and his boys are just sitting there like, dude, there's no shot this is happening. There's no shot I'm living in an era where this exists. Like, this is the greatest moment of all time. Thank God I was not born, like, 6 months earlier and was in a different class or whatever. And the Minecraft kid gets up and says, guys, this is really serious. And the room kind of goes quiet for a second because they're really, like, concerned. And the Minecraft kid says, everyone, the school is threatened. There may be an imminent attack. And at this point, bro, everyone is starting to, like, panic. Even the teacher's, like, really worried about where this is going. And the kid goes, yes, guys. The Ender Dragon can attack at any time. And everyone's like, bro, what? Like, I mean, no one said anything, but their face is just, like, turned. They're just like, what did this kid say? He's like, guys, I've done a lot of research. I've gone around the school, I've done all the checks, and we are in no position to withstand an Ender Dragon attack. And the teacher is just looking at him with this face of, bro, you cannot be serious. And he's like, guys, the Ender Dragon is extremely serious. I need you to understand, if the Ender Dragon attacks us, we'll be all goners. At this point, the class is like starting to realize that this is like the weirdest thing they've ever been in. Like, some kids are like holding back laughter. Most of them are just so shocked at this point that they don't have any emotions. They're just absorbing information and data at this point. They're just like, what is going on? And he's like, guys, I have a 3-step plan to protect us from an Ender Dragon attack. And like mid-sentence, the teacher's like, all right, that is enough, Minecraft kid. He said his actual name, but he's like, that's enough, Minecraft kid. I invite you to sit back down. And the Minecraft kid says, no, this is really serious. Teacher's like, Minecraft kid, sit down. He's like, no, I'm doing this for you guys. He's like, nope, this is ridiculous. The Ender Dragon is not real. And the Minecraft kid's like, what do you mean the Ender Dragon's not real? And he starts getting all mad. And the teacher's like, if you don't sit down in the next 5 seconds, you're going to the principal's office. And the Minecraft kid says, if that shall be, if you want to sacrifice the school, the students, me, and yourself, and not listen to my safety precautions about the Ender Dragon, then so be it. send me to the principal's office. And he thought that this was going to, like, I don't know, strike a chord with the principal's heart, and he'd be like, oh, you're so right, or whatever. Nah, bro. He went straight to the principal's office. Lol. Subscribe if you haven't already. Now go watch another video. There's some on screen, some that recommended. Go watch. I'll be very happy, boy. Bye. Today we got a story of a Minecraft kid who actually thought the Nether was a real place. Yeah, I'm not even joking. Sit back, relax, leave a like on the video to claim your free nothing, and let's get right into it. So today's subscriber story, which by the way, if you want to send in a story, you can do so to either my Instagram or Discord server. Both are in the description of this video. We're going to call this subscriber who sent in the story, we're going to call him Cameron. I got that name from the comments, so leave a name you'd like me to use. Anyways, right, Cameron was in 4th grade when this happened, and this was a couple years back, so it wasn't like before Minecraft was popular, because that was a long time ago, man. Bro, Minecraft's been a thing for such a long time at this point. It's kind of crazy. But anyways, right, this was a couple years back, because Cameron, I think, is in like 8th or 9th grade at this point. But back in 4th grade, right, there was this kid in his class, and we're just going to call this kid the Minecraft kid. And I have to do this disclaimer every single time I do these videos, but obviously, right, if you play Minecraft, you are not a Minecraft kid, and also that's not like a bad thing necessarily. Like, bro, obviously I like Minecraft. I mean, look at the gameplay on screen right now. Obviously, I think the game is pretty nice. Like, it is what it is. But if you're a Minecraft kid, you're a Minecraft kid. And if you watch this channel for long enough, you already know what that means. And if you haven't, you should watch more of my Minecraft kid videos. Anyways, right, so one day, Cameron was in class. And this class happened to be a history class. It wasn't like a full-on history class, but it was like the 4th grade equivalent of like general world history plus geography. It was kind of like a combined class or something. And one day, you know, Cameron was kind of sitting more towards the back of the class because, you know, I don't know. He just wasn't feeling it that day. He didn't feel like putting his all in. I mean, hey man, it's history. I can't totally blame you. That's never really been my favorite class either. Like, it's kind of like, okay, it happened, But anyways, right, you know, Cameron was sitting towards kind of the back of the class. And the kid in the class who we're calling the Minecraft kid, Cameron and him were friendly. They weren't necessarily boys. They weren't going to hang out with each other in the weekends, but they would happily talk to each other in class, if that makes sense. But anyways, right, you know, they were kind of close to each other in the room. Like, I think they were sitting next to each other. That's important coming up. But anyways, right, so, you know, Cameron, he's not really paying a ton of attention right now. But all of a sudden, the teacher's like, all right, class, listen up. So Cameron's like, all right, I'll actually pay attention now. Fine, whatever. The teacher's like, all right, class, so I'm just going to have you guys pair up. You can choose whoever, right? Preferably someone near you so it's not that difficult. And as soon as the teacher said that, the Minecraft kid turned around or turned to his side, looked at Cameron, tapped him on the shoulder, and is like, kind of gave him like a head nod. And Cameron kind of like returned with like, yeah, like kind of like a smile and a thumbs up. Like, yeah, okay, we can be partners. I mean, bro, I'll be honest, it's even like if that wasn't Cameron's first choice, it's kind of just a good feeling. Like when someone just like, I don't know, man. It's just kind of like a good feeling because like someone's like, yeah, I want to be your partner. As opposed to when you have 2 other friends in the class and you guys are like a group of 3 and it's like you have to pair up and then you're always the odd man out, man. Hey, man, I feel your pain if you're that guy, bro. It's a tough existence, bro. I understand. But anyways, right, so Cameron's like, all right, bro, I got a partner. Like, Minecraft kid's a little weird, but I still like him. That's cool. And the teacher goes on to say, all right, you know, after you guys have paired up, the task is to come up to the front of the class, grab a piece of paper, grab like a box of crayons, and I want you to draw out a world map. And it doesn't have to be super accurate, like you don't have to have literally every country in their capital. Like if you forget like Vatican City or like, I don't know, one of the like islands and like, I don't know, the South China Sea, we're not going to come for you, bro. Like, it's all good. But, like, get the major continents, get the relative shapes, and kind of just have fun with this project. We'll be doing this for the rest of class. So, Cameron was like, all right, I can get behind this. Like, Cameron doesn't mind a good art project in a non-art class. Like, that's always a win for him. That's always a dub for the boys. Like, no question about that. And, yeah, so they go up, they grab their box of crayons or whatever, and, they sit back down, and Cameron and the Minecraft kid decide to start to, sketch out like what, or they plan out what they want to sketch. So they first take a pencil and they're like, all right, so, you know, Asia is here, Europe is here, North and South America. And they were looking in reference to like a big map at the front of the room. They weren't all doing it from memory, of course. And at this point, right, the Minecraft kid is like, all right, cool, but you're missing something. And Cameron's like, what am I missing? Like, I got all the continents. And he's like, oh, did I, like, are we supposed to, like, label the major oceans or something? And Cameron's like, I don't know, maybe, but you forgot the nether. At this point, Cameron, who, like, bro, Cameron likes himself, he likes himself with some good Minecraft, right? He enjoys himself a wee bit of nice Minecraft. No question about it. But bro knows that the nether isn't real. Like, let's just keep it a stack. The nether is not real. But anyways, like, Cameron looks at the Minecraft kid like, what do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean? Well, what do you mean the nether? The Minecraft kid is not like, doesn't have some kind of like smirk, isn't like being obviously sarcastic. And that's when Cameron realizes that the Minecraft kid, this is not a troll, this is not a parody, this is not satire, this is not funny, haha content, right? No. This is like serious. The Minecraft kid is being 100% deadpan. Where is the nether? Like, where's the nether on your map? And, you know, Cameron kind of looks at him like, bro, you know the nether isn't real. And the Minecraft kid, when he hears that, looks at him and, like, laughs and is like, bro, what do you mean the nether isn't real? That's like saying, oh, the United States isn't real. Oh, South America isn't real. The Atlantic Ocean isn't real. The nether isn't real. It's all the same thing, bro. You're crazy. And at this point, right, Cameron's looking at the Minecraft kid like, this kid is either a top-tier comedian who has me fooled, or he actually thinks the nether is real. So the Minecraft kid is about to embarrass himself in front of everyone, and I don't really want to, like, stop the story midway through there, so I'm just going to tell you now that comment nether down below, and I'll try and heart as many of those comments as possible. If you don't know, I have a secret comment, like, every single video, and I filter the comments by that comment so I can try and heart as many as possible, but I'm also pretty busy, guys, so don't take it personally. And while you're down there, make sure you are subscribed and have joined the Discord server. Anyways, back to the story. Minecraft kid believes the nether is a real place. And at this point, right, Cameron is just looking at him like, dude, there's no way you're serious, bro. Like, there's a 0% chance that you're 100% serious right now. And at this point, right, they're kind of just at a standoff. Because Cameron is just like, bro, the nether's not real. But the Minecraft kid is taking it like, if I was to go up to you and say, hey, bro, I just want to let you know that Texas isn't real. Texas is a figment of your imagination, bro. It's only in video games. Texas is not in real life. It's as if I was to go up and tell you that, you would probably be a little weirded out too, so I don't, like, okay, I almost said I don't blame the Minecraft kid, but I still do, but that's the way he was perceiving it. So he was kind of like laughing at Cameron like Cameron was the crazy one here. So the Minecraft kid was like, you seriously don't believe the nether's real? And Cameron is like, you seriously believe the nether is real? So Cameron is like, all right, man, do you want to make a bet on this? Because, like, Cameron, bro, like, he saw an opportunity. He was like, Minecraft kid is confident, and, you know, I'm also much more confident because I know that I'm right and he's wrong, and, like, this is a pretty good betting opportunity, bro. And, like, at the end of the day, is he kind of taking advantage of the Minecraft kid? Sure, but it isn't for real money anyways. It's more of, like, if you lose, you have to do something. So Cameron goes to the Minecraft kid and says, all right, if the nether isn't real, right, you have to do my homework for a week. And the Minecraft kid says, sure, okay. And if the nether is? And he says, okay. And Cameron's like, all right, bro, if the nether is real, I have to do your homework for a week. And Minecraft kid was like, bro, set, deal, like, got it. Like, 100% I'm in. Huh. And he's like, all right, well, I just won, so you can start doing my homework now? And Cameron's like, bro, what do you mean? Like, and Minecraft kid's like, well, the nether is real, so I did just win. And Cameron's like, all right, well, okay, we got to figure out a way to actually verify this to, like, prove if it's real or not. And the Minecraft kid's like, oh, okay, if it's real or not, whatever. And, you know, Cameron's like, all right, so, yeah, let's go and ask the teacher. And the Minecraft kid is like, you know what? Nah, bro. I'm embarrassing you publicly and winning the bet. And Cameron's like a little taken aback because he's like, what do you mean embarrass me publicly? And the Minecraft kid is like, no, we're going to the front of the class and we're going to ask the entire class and the teacher at the same time. And yeah, you're going to get owned. And Cameron's like, okay, like, all right, bro, whatever you want to do. So Cameron goes up to the teacher who's sitting there, and the teacher's like, oh, you guys done yet? And they're like, oh, we're very close to being done. Do you mind if we, like, make a small announcement to the class to add to do, like, a poll or something, or ask a question? And the teacher who, like, today was a chill day. They were just going in and, like, coloring in, you know, a map or whatever. The teacher who maybe on, like, a less chill day would have been like, no, or maybe even would have vetted the question first. He was like, you know what? Yeah, sure. Whatever you guys want to do. Like, as long as it doesn't take more than, like, a minute or two, then, like, yeah, go ahead. Like, no problem with me. So anyways, right, the Minecraft kid and Cameron, they go up to the front of the class, and they say, attention, everyone, and people kind of, like, look up from their coloring books, or not their coloring books, but the map that they're coloring, and they stop talking, and, Cameron said, Minecraft Kid, and he said his actual name, but I'm just calling him Minecraft Kid. And Cameron's like, Minecraft Kid, do you want to lead this? And the Minecraft Kid's like, yeah, I want to lead this. He's like, guys, Cameron and I made a bet. Cameron doesn't think the Nether is real. And he's like, kind of like half laughing, half smiling. Everyone's face is just like blank. Like, what? Like, what did you just say? And the Minecraft Kid starts to get a little nervous, but he's like, oh, so yeah, we made a bet, and Cameron bet that the Nether isn't actually real. I bet that the Nether is actually real because it is, and we just came to ask you guys to, like, verify if the Nether's real or not. And the teacher's just looking at them like, is this, like, satire, bro? Like, what? And the teacher also has no idea what the Nether is. He doesn't play Minecraft. But there's, like, a good deal of kids in the class that do, and one of the kids starts laughing. He's like, what do you mean then if the Nether is real? Like, what are you talking about? And Cameron, or the Minecraft kid, is like, bro, the Nether is obviously real. It's Minecraft's based on, like, real life. Like, trees are real, grass is real, cows are real. And then, like, the kid was like, yeah, but zombies. And Minecraft kid's like, well, okay, that's an exception. And then someone's like, well, what about skeletons that shoot arrows? He's like, that's an exception too. And they're like, bro, because the kids in the class start to realize that the Minecraft kid actually believes the Nether is real. And they're like, dude, the Nether isn't real. And the Minecraft kid's like, well, what do you mean the Nether isn't real? And the teacher's like, I don't know about this Nether place, but I definitely have never heard of it. Maybe somewhere in Greek mythology. And the Minecraft kid's like, there's proof. And then the teacher's like, mythology, like tales, fairy tales, not real. And the Minecraft kid's like, what? And the teacher's like, all right, guys, I mean, if you really want me to look it up, I mean, I can look into it. Maybe it's like a place on some island I've never heard of before. So the teacher looks up the Nether, and it just comes up with, like, the Minecraft game. He's like, nope, this seems like something in a video game. It's not real. And Cameron just starts looking at the Minecraft kid with this look, this kind of, like, this grin of, like, haha, bro. I told you, dude. I told you. And the Minecraft kid starts sweating. He's like, guys, this is really funny, but this is a bet, so it's, like, super serious. And, like, if you guys are joking, you got to cut it out now. And the kids are like, no, are you joking? And the Minecraft kid's like, no. And Cameron's like, all right, guys, thank you so much. That's all we needed. And he starts to sit back down, and the Minecraft kid quickly sits back down to the table and just isn't saying anything. Cameron's like, bro, you don't actually have to do my homework for a week. Like, we're good. And the Minecraft kid's like, it's not even that. Like, I'll do it, man. But just, my entire world has changed. What do you mean the Nether isn't real? Next, you're going to tell me that the Ender Dragon doesn't exist. And after the Minecraft kid says that, Cameron just gives him this look. This long stare of, like, oh boy, we got a lot of work to do, boys. Subscribe if you haven't already. Now go watch some other videos. There's some on screen, some recommended. If you do so, I'll be very happy. Bye. Today we have a story time of this Minecraft kid who thinks the Wither is actually real and out to get him. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. So sit back, relax, leave a like on the video to claim your free nothing, and let's get right into it. So if you also want to send in a subscriber story, you can do so either to my Instagram or the Discord server. Both links are in the description. But the subscriber who sent in today's story, we're going to call him James. And as always, I get these names from the comment section, so leave a comment of a name you'd like me to use. It doesn't really matter. It can be your name, your mom's. I don't care. Anyways, right? So James, this happened to him back when he was in 2nd grade. James is, I think, in like 6th grade now or 7th grade or something. He's significantly older at this time. But this was back in the day when, like, Minecraft was all the rage. And I don't mean like the second wave, like more recently, like 2019. I mean like the 2014, 15, 16 kind of era of Minecraft. That was a beautiful period to enjoy Minecraft, in my opinion. But anyways, right, so this point, James and his friends had just been discovering Minecraft. And we're going to call one of James's friends Minecraft Kid. And by the way, all these Minecraft Kid stories, they're not the same kid. I just call individuals Minecraft Kids. You got to understand that. Anyways, right, so one day James and his friends discover Minecraft, and it was like a huge new discovery to them. They all got super into it, but especially this one kid who we're calling the Minecraft Kid, he probably got the most into it out of all of them. So, you know, at least when I first discovered Minecraft, it was the coolest thing ever. Everything was interesting. You load into a world and you build a dirt hut. That is so like exhilarating. And now it's like run of the mill, whatever. But you know, they were exploring it, they were learning about things, and they didn't really have a ton of access to the internet at that time, as their parents obviously limited them. And the fact that they were even able to get Minecraft in the first place was pretty impressive for them. Like, they were surprised their parents budged that much. But yeah, so they were all able to install Minecraft, and they couldn't go on any multiplayer servers, and they didn't even know how to do that. That was way too technical for them. But they just went on one day and they were like building like a hut or whatever, like a dirt hut. They couldn't even really play together because they couldn't make a multiplayer server. They couldn't join like multiplayer or anything. But they were just all on their own worlds, building stuff and creating stuff. And, you know, on the first day of them doing that, they would build like their first dirt hut, and they'd come to school the next day, and James would be like, "Guys, I found iron." They'd be like, "What?" And he'd be like, "Yeah, I broke with a wooden pickaxe and it gave nothing." And they're like, "Dude, I think you won, bro. I think you beat the Minecraft." Basically, bro. Like, I'm not trying to make fun of that, because honestly, that was probably the best era. Legitimately, that was the best era when everything was cool. But anyways, right, so they progress on throughout the game, and, you know, but one day, James and his friends have been playing Minecraft for like a couple weeks at this point, and one day James and his friends are hanging out at recess or whatever, or they're chilling during a free period. I don't think you had free periods in second grade. I'm pretty sure you had recess, but I don't know. It wasn't specified in the story that was sent to me. So anyways, right, they're chilling, and James and his friends are there, and then the Minecraft Kid runs up to them frantically and is like panting. It's like, guys, I need to talk to you. And they're all just like, "Oh my God, dude, what's going on? Like, is everything okay? Are you good? Like, is someone like about to attack us? Is there a scary man in a white van trying to like get us all? Or like, what's the deal here, bro?" And he looks at them, he's like, guys, I was playing Minecraft and I got access to the internet. And they're all like, because at this point, right, they don't really have access to the internet. He's like, I figured it out. I just had to go on quickly before my parents realized I was using the internet. Dude, to be fair, my mom didn't let me use the internet for a long time, and that is probably for the better. And I was reading this message place, this message board, and they were talking about this creature called the Wither, and they say if you make it in Minecraft, it'll come for you in real life. And bro, look, they were in second grade, so James and his friends were like, "Is this true?" Like, only in second grade would you not just flat out say, "Bro, it's a video game." You'd actually sit there, contemplate, and be like, is this legitimate? If I create this thing in Minecraft, will it spawn in the real life and come after me? Like, only in second grade, bro, would this ever happen. Which, like, I'm not even trying to, like, make fun of these kids, bro, because I was literally them. And to be fair, that was a great period in my life. But at this point, right, James and all of his friends kind of just take him at face value. And I know it sounds absurd, but like, bro, it's second grade, it is what it is. But at this point, right, the Minecraft Kid, James, and all of his friends are standing there at recess, starting to freak out because they're like, dude, what if the Wither comes for us? And then James like, guys, hold on. Like, you're fine, we're fine. As long as one of us doesn't make the Wither in Minecraft, there is not a chance that it will come after us. And even if we do, I am 90, 80, 50% certain that it won't actually happen. They're like, are you sure? It was on the internet. It has to be true. As you shall learn, not everything that's on the internet is real. But anyways, right, so they all went back home and they were, after school, of course, and, they were kind of feeling okay, like they weren't feeling that worried. They were feeling as if they were safe because none of them were going to go back and make the Wither in Minecraft. They just weren't going to do it. They didn't even know how to do it. And over the next couple days, they eventually learn about the Nether and they build a Nether portal and some of them go in and they find all these new things and it's pretty cool, right? They're exploring Minecraft. They learn about the Nether. And then several weeks later, they're just chilling at school, and it's James, the Minecraft kid, who was initially really worried about this and brought the whole suspicion to them. Some of the other friends as well, they were just hanging out. I think they were on the swings or something. They were talking about I just got my first Minecraft dog yesterday. It helps protect me against enemies, and it's also just a nice pet to have around. They were talking about maybe I've heard of name tags you can find in chests or whatever. And then one of the friends, we're gonna call him Ben because I only need to give him a name once, right? Ben walks up towards them with this look of guilt and also terror, and they're just dude, what is wrong? Because something is definitely up. And Ben just looks at them with this guilty expression, this look of I'm so sorry. And he just turns to them, he's like, guys, I've done something really bad. And they're all they start to get really nervous. They're like, no shot, he did it. No shot, he did it. He's like, guys, I was exploring the Nether. I was grinding for hours on the weekends and I got a bunch of wither skeleton skulls, and they're start to panic because they learn from talking to some of the older kids at the school how to actually make a wither skeleton or a wither. And they're like, no, dude, don't tell me. He's like, I had to see if it was true. And the second I put the last head on, it started to shake and color and glow, and it started to go up, and I just turned off my Minecraft game. I haven't been on since, but guys, I'm so sorry, but it's definitely coming for us now. And at this point, right, Ben, the Minecraft kid, James, and all the other guys are just panicking. They're freaking out. Real quick, comment Wither down below or comment the Wither. You can do either of them. I'm going to search the comments by the term Wither and we'll be hearting as many of those as possible. So if you want to farm some hearts, maybe even get top commenter on the channel, make sure you comment Wither down below and leave a like if you haven't. If you want to claim your free nothing, man, that's a pretty good deal. Anyways, right, so at this point, James, Ben, the Minecraft kid, and all of their friends are terrified. So the bell rings and they have to go back to class. And they can't pay attention at all because in their mind, they think that at any moment they'll hear down the hallways the whooshing sound of the wither when it spawns, or they'll see wither skeleton skulls fly. At this point, right, they read a myth online and they believed it to be true. And they have no idea how it's going to happen. But that almost makes it scarier because that means that the wither could strike at any time and at any place. So James decides to take matters into his own hands, and James is one of the guys that he went up and actually talked to one of the older kids who did play Minecraft, and by older I mean 4th or 5th grade. And James decided that he was going to go talk to the kid and really figure out how to defend himself from the wither attack. And James explains the situation to this kid who's in 5th grade. And obviously this kid who's in 5th grade is just in his head, he's like, this kid actually thinks the wither is real and actually going to come out, almost like the myth of Herobrine. The Herobrine was actually going to come and attack him if he made it in Minecraft. And he's like, this kid actually believes that the wither is going to attack him in real life. And the kid is just thinking to himself, because James is explaining the predicament. And explaining man, what do I do? So right, this kid in 5th grade could have easily said, bro, that's not true. It's a myth that you read on the internet. Why would that even be true? But the kid decides to mess with him just a little bit more. And the 5th grader is like, bro, you did what? Oh my god, that's the first thing they teach you in Minecraft school. And he's like, you guys went to Minecraft school? And he's like, yeah, I totally did. It's totally real. And at this point, James is like, oh my god. And the older kid's like, bro, okay, there is a way to fix it. Just hear me out on this. And the older kid goes on to explain / make up on the spot that basically what needs to happen is Ben, the kid who spawned the wither, right? He has to return to the world where he made the wither in, and he has to fight it. And if he wins, then the curse is gone. But if he dies in Minecraft, they're all gonna die in real life. And at this point, right, James is like, bro, that's so much pressure, man. And the older kid's like, hey, you should have taken these precautions before spawning a wither. So James runs back, tells his friends the unfortunate news, and they decide that night they're gonna like gear up and go to his friend's house. It was a Friday anyways, so like, you know, they just quickly explained that they wanted an impromptu sleepover. And yeah, James's mom was like, all right, well, I wish you guys gave me a little bit more heads up, but I was talking with the other moms and they think it's okay and we'll be hosting. So James, you know, tells the other friends, all right, bring your computers. We're going to do this. We're going to get him suited up and we're going to fight the wither and we'll be free from this curse. And so, yeah, anyways, right, James and Ben and the Minecraft kid and all of the other, you know, friends, you know, they all go over to James's house and, you know, they get set up and, you know, they're preparing to open like the computer of, you know, Ben. And Ben's like, guys, I don't think I'm totally stacked. I don't know if I can do this. And they're like, dude, what do you have? He's like, I have an iron sword and iron armor. And they're like, oh my God, like that's not enough to defeat the wither. And they're like, but you have to do it. And, you know, at this point, Ben is like, all right, guys, this is it. I'm doing it. He opens up his laptop. You know, he fires up the Minecraft world. It's loading and they're all panicking. And when it opens up, right, the wither is about to explode, because if you don't know, the wither is like a boss in Minecraft that like when it starts actually like begins, there's like an explosion. And Ben is far enough away from the radius of the explosion that he doesn't take that much damage. But like boom, the wither starts firing wither skulls all around the place, blowing up nearby mobs and structures. And Ben is just like, oh my God, and just turns around and runs away. However, he's hit by one of the wither skeleton skulls that has the wither effect that is like still slowly taking damage away from Ben. And Ben's like, ah, the whole time. He's just running away, taking damage, being shot out, being blown apart by this wither. And everyone's like, Ben, turn around, fight it, fight it, fight it. So eventually, right, Ben does turn around. He's on like 3 hearts left. And they're like, actually, no, run, run, run. And Ben's like, what do you want me to do? And then the wither hits him. He's taking wither damage. He's on half a heart. And then boom, he dies. And they're all just completely silent at this point, because in their minds, that's a death sentence. They're all about to be executed by the wither at any second. So what happens is when this happens, no one says anything. And then they all run down the stairs screaming. And at this point, James's mom is like, what is going on? And James's mom is obviously pretty concerned at this point, because all the kids come down screaming and like crying, and she's like, guys, what happened? And they're all like blabbering on like, we lost in a video game, now we're all gonna die because the wither's gonna come out. And she's like, one at a time, calm down, please. And James is like, mom, we're all gonna die. And she's like, bro, what are you talking about? Because she started to get a little concerned. And he's like, okay. And he basically explains that they're playing Minecraft and that they looked online and it said if they made this mob in Minecraft that it was gonna come after them. And the only way to defeat it, according to the older kid at school, was that if they were able to defeat it in Minecraft, and that Ben sucks at Minecraft, so he died to it, and now they're all gonna perish in real life. And James's mom is looking at them like, guys, that's not real. And they're like, but the internet said so. And then the older kid, he's like, yeah, the internet's full of lies and the older kid was messing with you. And they all stop like crying for a second. They're like, what? Subscribe if you haven't already, and now go watch another video. There's some on screen, some that recommended. Go watch one. I'll be very happy. Bye. Today we have a story time of a Minecraft kid who punches a tree, breaks his hand, and the ambulance has to come to take him away to the hospital. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. Sit back, relax, leave a like on the video to claim your free nothing, and let's get right into it. So the subscriber who sent in this story, we're going to call him Jeffrey, and I got that name from the comment section down below. He went to summer camp with his best friend in the world, and her name was Grace, right? So Jeffrey and Grace, they've been friends for a very long time, and this was the first year that they were considering going off to sleepaway camp. And I know that the first year I went off to sleepaway camp was kind of a big deal because I had never been like away from my parents, like away from my house too for like a long period of time. So it's a pretty big deal when you choose to go off to sleepaway camp. But anyways, right, Jeffrey and Grace kind of felt that they were in the position where, you know, they wanted to do it, and if they were going to do it, they're going to do it together. I know the first year I went off to sleepaway camp, I went with one of my friends as well for the exact same reason. But anyways, right, Jeffrey and Grace, they choose an overnight adventure wilderness camp. So they have kind of like cabins that they go to, but for one singular weekend, they all go off and they venture quote unquote far away. It's not actually that far away. They make it feel like it's farther away by like making you loop around when you're walking there. It's actually pretty close for like safety reasons. But there's like part of the camp is they don't just sleep. It's not just that they sleep away in cabins, but that weekend they have their own sleepaway far into the woods, in tents and everything, and it sounds like a lot of fun. So Jeffrey and Grace, they sign up together, they get the same spot, and you know, school goes by and it's eventually summertime, and the summer goes by and it's eventually time for the camp. So anyways, right, Jeffrey and Grace get there, their parents drop them off, and they're ushered away into their group, and in their group, they have kind of like a cabin, and in that cabin is kind of the people that they'll be kind of at least seeing at night, they'll be having dinner together, and they'll also be going on the wilderness, you know, exploration, whatever trip or something. So they meet the people, and they all seem pretty nice. But there's this one kid who we're going to call, as always, we're going to call him the Minecraft kid. And the Minecraft kid went on and kind of talked about how he was super excited for, you know, the event that they were having at the end of the week, you know, the sleepaway aspect, because he said he had been studying all year long of how to survive in the wilderness. And I'm going to spoil this a little bit for you guys, but the way he's been studying is by playing Minecraft. And he's taken Minecraft to a T. He believes that everything that happens in Minecraft, I don't think he was like one of the other kids who believed like the Ender Dragon and Wither were real, but he basically believed that every other mechanic in Minecraft was essentially one-to-one. And yeah, at the time, Jeffrey, Grace, and all the other people in the cabin weren't 100% sure what he means, but the Minecraft kid would go on to elaborate this later. But anyways, right, the week goes on, and Jeffrey and Grace, they start to like get to know everyone in the cabin pretty well, including the Minecraft kid. And the Minecraft kid in some of these videos is kind of like evil, narcissistic, like really weird. The Minecraft kid was like, okay, he's a little weird for what he's about to do, but he's like genuinely like, he's just having fun, he's just a good guy. But, you know, he's on the younger side. He was probably one of the youngest people there, and for that reason a little bit gullible, and believed some things that aren't true were true, as you will see and as you probably can read in the title of this video. But anyways, right, the week goes on, Jeffrey, Grace get to know people, and, you know, there's a lot of fun activities during the week, like, you know, it's a standard sleepaway camp. If you guys haven't been to one of them, they would, like, I don't know, they would learn how to build a survival knife, they'd learn how to properly make a kind of like a teepee type thing in the forest using sticks so that they can sleep under it if they're ever lost in the forest or something. They learn how to like crush up acorns into like acorn pancakes and cook them or something. I went to one of these when I was a kid, and while it was like a little jarring of an experience because I was so far away from like home and everything, in retrospect, it was really fun, and I want my kids to do it because this is kind of a cool thing to do. But anyways, right, eventually the weekend comes and everyone is super pumped. And, you know, the night before the whole thing happens, there's kind of like a camp, there's like a camp counselor that is assigned to every cabin, and the camp counselor will be assigned with the group that goes. And so basically the night before, the camp counselor, you know, sets up everyone, says, everyone come into the common room of the cabin, we're going to have a talk. And the counselor goes on to say, you know, the next couple days are going to be really fun. It's going to be a really interesting experience. It's going to push a lot of you guys outside of your comfort zones. But, you know, the most important thing is, you know, you follow basic safety. If you have any questions, please come to us. And if for some reason this is honestly not for you, we can always bring you back to campus. We're not so far out that, like, if something happened, we couldn't get you back or couldn't get help here. That's just for safety reasons. But otherwise, guys, tomorrow's going to be super fun, and I hope you have a good time. And everyone went to bed super pumped. So the next day came up, and they went to breakfast together as a cabin. They normally only went to dinner together as a cabin. And instead of going to the daily activities that day, they ate breakfast. They actually went to one activity. And the one activity was to make like a kind of a satchel or like a bag that they could like carry their stuff with instead of bringing their backpacks or whatever. So they go ahead and they make that. And then they get into single file line, and it's like, all right, guys, time to march off to the campsite. So the Minecraft kid, is walking with Jeffrey and Grace as they're all walking to the campsite. And the campsite's probably like a 30-minute walk away. The truth is the campsite was really only 10 minutes of a walk, but they made them kind of loop around a couple times to give it more of the feeling as if they were farther away, right? And during that walk, Jeffrey and Grace decided to talk to the Minecraft kid. The Minecraft kid was talking, and he's like, Jeffrey, like, I'm so excited to use all my skills. And Jeffrey's like, oh, like, that's pretty cool, man. And, Jerry and the Minecraft kid turns to Grace, and he's like, Grace, did you know if you, Grace, did you know if you punched the grass, that you can actually get seeds from that, and that we can make wheat, and we'll be able to make bread? And Grace was kind of like, oh, okay. She knew for sure that, like, maybe there was some kind of seed, but she was assuming that wheat plants were not growing around where the grass was. She kind of knew a little better that, yeah, no, that grass over there, that's not wheat, bro. And also, we're not going to be able to make bread just by getting enough seed. Just like, I don't think that's the case, dude. And the Minecraft kid turns to Jeffrey and has a very kind of solemn expression on his face. He's like, Jeffrey, we need to go over the survival guide. And Jeffrey's like, all right, dude, like, what's up? And, the Minecraft kid is like, Jeffrey, I know it might be tempting, but do not eat rotting flesh. I know it should, like, quench some of your hunger bars, but it's going to give you this poison effect, and you're going to lose hunger much faster. And Jeffrey kind of looked at him like, bro, I have no motivation if I see, like, a decaying and dead animal to pick it up and munch it. Like, thank you for letting me know, bro, but I was probably not going to do that beforehand. Like, I appreciate you letting me know about that, but I don't know how else to say it, dude, but I'm just not going to be eating a decaying corpse anytime soon if it's not, like, I don't know, like normal meat that's prepared and everything. Thank you, though, but I think I'll pass. So the Minecraft kid said, all right, guys, so I'm going to run ahead and talk to some of the other people, but please let me know if you see any lava pools around here, because we might even try and make some obsidian. We might try and make some stone that we can use to build a house, because there's probably going to be a water source nearby, but a lava spring sounds pretty rare to me. I know it's more common in Minecraft, but I feel like open lava is going to be a little bit more rare where we are. And Jeffrey and Grace look at each other like, bro, yeah, no, we're not finding any lava, but okay. And he's like, if you find any, no pressure, but just let me know. And the Minecraft kid said, all right, guys, see you guys around. And he runs up to the front. And Jeffrey and Grace kind of look at each other like, okay, I think we know where this kid has been studying for the last couple months. I think we have a sneaking suspicion to where this kid has been getting his information from. Real quick, the secret word of the day is going to be lava, L-A-V-A. So if you want a free heart on the channel, all you got to do is go down and comment lava down below. I won't be able to heart every single comment, but I'm going to do my best because I'm going to filter the comments by the word lava and heart as many as I can. So if you want to farm some hearts and maybe get top commenter, go ahead and do that right now. But anyways, right, eventually the whole team makes it to the campsite. And, what they see around them is a bunch of trees. It's the middle of the forest. But they also see kind of like a bit of like a lake, river type thing. It's running water. The current isn't so strong that they can't go in it. But it's also not stagnant and full of like pond scum and like mosquito eggs and gross stuff like that. So it's a really good location. Obviously picked by the campsite before and probably checked for like, I don't know, bears and other types of stuff beforehand. But anyways, they sit down and they kind of like figure out their, their whereabouts. And, eventually the team decides that, all right, we want to set up camp there. And the Minecraft kid is like, all right, guys, so if we want to make like a house, and they all kind of looked at him like, house? We got to get some wood first. And they're all like, yeah, we actually probably do need some sticks if we want to make like a lean-to or teepee or whatever those things are called. Kind of like the collection of sticks. I made one of those when I went to, summer camp too. It's like you lean a bunch of sticks against the side of something, and it makes kind of a protection from the elements. And the kid's like, all right, yeah, I'm going to go get some wood to go make a house. So the Minecraft kid runs pretty far away, but not so far away that they can't see what he's doing. But they're not paying super close attention to him. So this is where things start to get pretty interesting. So Grace is watching the Minecraft kid because she's kind of just, I don't know, she's kind of just bored or whatever. Or for some reason, she happens to be looking at where he's going. At this point, right, Jeffrey's turned around with all the other guys, and Grace watches
as instead of the Minecraft kid going around collecting sticks, he goes up to this tree. It's not the thickest tree ever. It's not like a super thick tree that obviously you can't punch and it'll break or whatever. But he goes up to a decently sized tree. It's probably like 50 years old or whatever. So not a pretty young tree. But anyways, he goes up to the tree and he raises his fist. And at this point, Grace is like, no shot, he actually does this. And she starts to say, hey, Jeffrey, take a look at this. And Jeffrey's like, what? And that's when it happens. The Minecraft kid, full force, takes his fist and punches it at the tree. And a little spoiler here, it doesn't break into wood logs or wood planks. It just breaks his hand. I'm not laughing like I'm just laughing not at him, but just at how crazy the situation is, bro. All of a sudden, right, you hear, ah, my hand! And the Minecraft kid, like, collapses to his knees, and Grace is like, oh my god. And Jeffrey turns around. At this point, everyone turns around and starts running, right, because they hear yelling. And the camp counselor and all the kids, like, run up to the Minecraft kid, and he's like, oh my god, my hand hurts so much. And the camp counselor immediately is just like, oh my god, what happened? And, you know, at this point, the Minecraft kid's like, why didn't it work? It should have worked. And at this point, Grace, who saw the whole thing, you know, tells the camp counselor he just punched the tree. And the camp counselor was like, Minecraft kid. He obviously said his real name, but he's like, Minecraft kid, why? And he's like, it worked. It should have worked. It should have broken the tree. And everyone's like, oh my god, oh my god. And the camp counselor goes up to him and says, hey, can you flex it? He tries. He's like, ah! And then the camp counselor asked some other set of things because they were trained if like someone got hurt to see if it was like a sprain or needed like immediate attention. And the camp counselor kind of deduced that it was either a really bad strain or something broke. Basically, it was bad enough that he thought that like he needed to go back and go to the hospital to have it checked out. So the camp counselor was like, all right, guys, I don't know how to break this to you, but we're going to make a slight detour back. No one was like, oh man, because they were like, dang, this is kind of serious. So they were like, all right, like, that's fine. Like, we don't care. Like, that's okay. We get it. And so, yeah, the Minecraft kid is like holding his hand and the not the teacher, but the counselor is like, all right, don't move that too much. You don't want to like put any pressure on it. Just make sure like keep it up with the other hand. And they walk all the way back to campus and the ambulance is called and the Minecraft kid is taken away. And Jeffrey and Grace just kind of look at each other like, well, that was not exactly how we were expecting that to go. Subscribe if you haven't already, and now go watch another video. There's some on screen, some that are recommended. Go watch one I'll be very happy by. Leave a like on this video right now to receive your very own nothing. What's up, guys? Welcome back to a brand new story. And just imagine that you're at camp, all excited to meet your new friends, and when you get to your cabin, you meet your bunkmate. And then you take a big ol' whiff of air and you literally keel over from the smell of your bunkmate. And yeah, you're just sitting there and you're just questioning your life at this point. So yeah, this is a story I'll be telling today. So sit back, relax, subscribe if you're new, and let's just jump right into it. So anyways, we're going to call the subscriber who submitted this story Brandon. So anyways, Brandon is going away to sleepaway camp and he's pretty excited. He gets there, his parents drop him off, and right away he's just excited to meet a whole new group of people. Brandon's gone to sleepaway camp before, but this is a whole new sleepaway camp to him, and he's not coming in with anyone because in the past he's gone to sleepaway camp where he's known people. And this is going to be the first time where he's gone in and he doesn't know anybody. He's excited to meet a whole new group of people. He's excited to meet his bunkmate, his cabin mate, the people in his group, the people he'll meet at camp. He's just really excited in general. So this is like an overnight wilderness type camp. It's pretty popular in the United States if you guys aren't from here or that isn't a thing where you guys are. In fact, most of the camp stories I've told have had to do with like overnight wilderness camps, so that's just a testament for how popular they are. But anyways, let's just jump right into it. As you know, Brandon makes his way to his cabin as he is greeted by the camp counselor and the other people that will be in his group. There's a few people walking over to the cabin with Brandon, as well as the camp counselor. The camp counselor tells him that people have been coming in since 2 this afternoon. Brandon came there at 4:30 in the afternoon, and the camp counselor basically says, hey, like people have been filtering in, or not filtering in, they've been trickling in. People will be still coming until 6, so, you know, you'll meet the last new person out around 6 or whatever. Then at 8, we're going to have a big bonfire as like to get everyone to like, just to initiate everyone, to get them to know everybody, stuff like that. And, at this point, Brandon kind of says, hey, is my bunkmate there yet? Are the people in my cabin there? And, the camp counselor's like, let me take a look at the list. And as they're walking over, he pulls out his clipboard. He's like, yes. And then he says the name, but we're going to call him Minecraft Kid because he brought one shirt and one hoodie, and they both happen to be Minecraft related. So we're going to call him Minecraft Kid. So he looks it up and he says, oh yeah, your bunkmate, his name's Minecraft Kid. Obviously says his real name, but for the story, we're going to say Minecraft Kid. Oh yeah, your bunkmate Minecraft Kid is actually there right now. So you'll be able to greet him when you go in there. So at this point, Brandon was pretty excited because, his friend was, his new friend potentially, turns out not to be the case, but whatever, right? He goes up there and, he opens the cabin door, he walks in and he enters the room. Boom! It's like he's hit with like a glass wall, dude. He breaks through the glass. It's like he walked into a thing of bricks. A thing of bricks. The smell is so pungent, so intense, so putrid that it's unlike anything he's ever smelled before. It's like he went inside of a cow's anus, dude. Okay, that's a little graphic. But anyways, Brandon is just so taken off guard. He basically collapses and disintegrates. But he looks, and the kid above him has already taken top bunk, and he's sitting there, and he's in a little creeper hoodie, right? He's like, what's up, man? My name is Minecraft Kid. Obviously says his real name, but says, I'm just going to insert Minecraft Kid instead. And immediately, Brandon is like, hey, man, how are you doing? Yeah, but anyways, he's like, hey, man, what's up? My name is Brandon. It's nice to meet you. And Brandon sits down on his bed. He has his suitcase or whatever, more like a backpack because he didn't bring that much. He's like unpacking all of his stuff. And while he's unpacking all of his stuff, he's just kind of thinking to himself, man, I mean, one would believe that by now, by this time right now, I would have gotten used to the smell. Like one would have believed that at this point, I would have gotten used to the smell, but it really does not seem like I'm getting used to the smell right now. So this is not great. I am not sure how I feel about this besides, oh dear God, this is my life for the next week. And that was his life for the next week. And the night only gets worse because like the Minecraft Kid is literally just sitting above him, just like talking with other people coming in. And there's other people to walk through, but this room, there's only one bunk. Most of the other rooms have multiple bunks, but this room, thankfully for the other campers, just has one bunk. So it's literally just Brandon and the Minecraft Kid stuck together. Unfortunately for Brandon, right? So, Brandon was like, all right, I still smell this. The Minecraft Kid jumps down from like the top bunk, right? And he lands on the ground and he lands facing away. And the Minecraft Kid was not the smartest man on planet Earth. Why do I say that? Well, for many reasons. But specifically because the Minecraft Kid only brought one pair of shorts. And the pair of shorts he brought were white. Dude, even myself, well, I find myself a pretty clean individual. I actually wash my sheets in college, which is, I think, better than 50% of the guys here, or just guys in general, right? That's pretty good. Even myself, white shorts are just dangerous, bro. It is just dangerous to have white shorts or white underwear. Even if you're a clean individual, I mean, you just get them dirty, right? It's just not worth it. But the Minecraft Kid had a pair of what one would assume were white shorts at one point. However, there was a pretty unfortunately placed stain. There was a butt stain right on his butt. It was brown. It was disgusting. And Brandon was literally on the verge of puking out of his nostrils at this point. It was just so disgusting. It was so terrible. And this kid also smelled pretty bad as well on the way down. It's like on the way down, he just had a whiff of scent. Yeah, so that was one of the toughest nights. So eventually they go out to the campfire. Brandon meets a lot of other people he's pretty chill with. And overall, he's actually having a really great time at the camp, except for when he has to go back to his room. It's like every single time that Brandon returns to his room, he basically drops to his knees, gagging. However, right, the next day comes around. And the next day is the first actual day of camp. So this is the day where they actually are like, doing activities, doing whatever, right? And one of the first activities that they did campus-wide, right, as the whole camp, was a big game of hide and seek. However, this was a game of hide and seek in pairs. And the thing is, Brandon learned pretty quickly that this camp wanted you to make friends with random people, but they also wanted you to leave being really close to one person. They thought their kind of philosophy was, you know, why be good friends with a lot of people when you can be great friends with one person? One good friend is better than 10 acquaintances. I genuinely kind of do agree with that. However, in this case, that was bad. You know why? Because you know how they chose this one person that you were going to be super quote unquote close with? They just made it your bunkmate. So yeah, this big game of hide and seek, you were told that you had a partner that you had to hide with, and that partner was your bunkmate. Brandon already knew that this was going to be bad. So Brandon goes and finds the Minecraft kid, and the Minecraft kid is getting super into it. He was like, dude, I play this mini game in Minecraft where I hide. I think he was doing like what was that? What's the Hypixel mini game where there's like one person who's secretly it or whatever, and like murder mystery. Yeah, he's like plays that all the time. So he's like, I'm really good at this because you do something in a video game, you're getting good in real life. Because if you're good at Wii tennis, then you're great at regular tennis, obviously. But anyways, they start walking around, and the person who's it, or it's actually like probably like 4 or 5 pairs since it's the entire campus who's it, they start counting down from like 90 seconds, so they got a lot of time. But Brandon, the Minecraft kid, start going around trying to find a spot. So Brandon is really hoping that they'll hide in a place where him and the Minecraft kid do not have to be physically that close, because Brandon does not know if he can survive being physically that close to the Minecraft kid. It's already kind of a close call having him be in such close quarters anyways. So to have him that close to the Minecraft kid, it's already a bit of a stretch. I'm not going to lie, right? I'm not going to lie. It's already a bit of a stretch. So they're looking around, and Brandon sees this house. A little tiny playhouse, right? It's a miniature house that was like made for, I don't know, it was like made for like messing around in, and it's like kind of like a cool art piece or whatever. And Brandon's like, oh, dude, we should hide in there, because they could hide in separate corners of the house or whatever, or behind the wall separately. But the Minecraft kid's like, dude, that's not a good place. It's like too obvious. But you know what a place that isn't obvious? There. He points to a bush. And yes, the bush would have been a really good hiding spot, but there was really only room for 1.5 individuals, which means they would have had to really cram. And the Minecraft kid's like, dude, we're going to have to really cram in there, but it's going to be so worth it. At this point, Brandon is just like, oh no, dude, no way. And the Minecraft kid's like, okay, he doesn't say that out loud, but the Minecraft kid's like, hurry, hurry. Because the people that were counting down are like 10, 9, 8. And, you know, Brandon's like, okay, how bad can this really be? Brandon hops in the bush. And that's when the Minecraft kid hops in the bush after him. But the Minecraft... Oh my God. Sorry, I'm... Reading this story is kind of paining me. The Minecraft kid jumps in butt first. And he's... strap in, boys and girls. This is quite a story. He jumps in butt first and smudges his butt against Brandon's shirt. And Brandon, okay, so first of all, that happens. Second of all, he's now in a cloud of like actual toxicity. Like he's in a cloud of like you basically have the Minecraft wither effect. You're gonna die, bro. You're gonna die. So Brandon's kind of just sitting there, and he's like trying to breathe in, and he's trying to like lean his head out to breathe in, and Minecraft kid's like, don't put your head out, dude. You're gonna get caught. So Brandon's like. Like he's actually choking up at this point. It is a struggle. It is hard. So at this point, Brandon, it's been about 30 seconds. And Brandon is like, dude, there is no way I'm going to survive this if I last in here for another like 5 seconds. Real quick, if you made it this far into the video, comment Minecraft down below. That'll be the secret word of the day. I'll try and heart as many comments as I possibly can that say Minecraft. And if you want to support the channel, literally the best possible thing that you can do for me or the channel in general, the community we have, the first best thing is finish this video. Watch it all the way through. That helps out more than you can imagine. And then the next thing that helps out a ton is when you have time, maybe right after this video, maybe later, binge watch my older videos. Just go ahead and watch a bunch of my videos in the background while you're doing something. And let me know in the comment section right now, what do you do while watching my videos? I'm genuinely super curious and I love reading it. And just to say thank you, I will try and heart and reply to as many comments that tell me what you guys do while binge watching my videos in the background. Anyways, let's get right back to it. So yeah, Brandon is now, first of all, he just got butt stained. He got butt stained by this kid, whatever that even is supposed to mean. And he's sitting in a cloud of stench. And he can't take it anymore. So he falls out of the bush. He pretends to lose his balance because they're kind of sitting in a very awkward position because they have to really cram in there. So Brandon pretends to fall out of the bush. And like he falls out and the guy is like, oh, found you guys or whatever. Minecraft kid is like, dude, why did you do that? And Brandon's like, haha, man, sorry. I lost my balance. It was a really good hiding spot though. Too bad I just lost my balance, man. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Anyways, so they skip ahead a little bit. The rest of the day is actually pretty good. Remember, like this sounds like a horror story. Brandon actually had a overall really great experience at this camp, which means that the rest of the camp was so awesome that it counteracted how bad this part was. But anyways, it's the end of the day again, and they get back to their cabin, and Brandon is just like dreading going back to his cabin because he knows that he's going to have to survive the night. This is like Five Nights at Freddy's, but every single night is like 20 mode, dude. Like, this is a struggle, bro. This is night 5. This is night 6, a secret new night invented just to make it more difficult. Yeah, but anyways, he gets there, and he sees the worst possible thing ever. He sees something so terrifying, so horrifying, that not the ring is just like a little goofy kids movie in comparison. There is nothing scarier. The dark web has nothing that would scare him compared to this. Like a hacker could literally say, I'm in your house, and appear out of the closet with a massive machete and a Gatling gun, dude. It doesn't matter. It's not as scary as what this kid Brandon saw. What did Brandon see? You might be asking. Well, Brandon saw the Minecraft kid. Little Stinkers, right? That's not his new name, but yeah, the Minecraft kid sitting on his bed. Brandon had white sheets. So Brandon knew immediately that whatever damage was going to be done, which was going to be extensive, colossal damage, like the whole thing was, he's probably gonna have to burn his sheets when he gets home, but he knew that the damage that he's gonna see, that like the damage that will be done, he will see the damage, and then he'll have to sleep in it. So the Minecraft kid is sitting there. He's like, what's good, dude? Like, I was thinking we could have a little debrief about the hide and seek thing, so that later in the week when we do it again, we can do it even better. So yeah, there was like 2 hide and seek events or whatever. The first one they did on the first day, which happened that day. And there was also a final hide and seek event that happened on the last day. And like the winners got a special prize or something. So bunkmates would like talk to each other. It was really fun in general. Maybe not if you got the Minecraft kid as your mate or as your partner or whatever, right? But in general, it was pretty fun. So the Minecraft kid was talking to him about strategies and how to balance better. And he was like, I was learning when I was playing Minecraft or whatever. But the thing is, Brandon was not paying attention. Because Brandon was simply just, just thinking about, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. No. This cannot be happening. The Minecraft kid is stinking up my bed. Am I going to sleep on the floor? Am I going to sleep on the roof? Am I going to sleep in the river and hope I just drown at this point? Like, what am I actually going to do? Am I going to sleep standing up? Am I going to just walk 12 hours back home and sleep in my own bed? Like, at this point, what am I going to do? So eventually the Minecraft kid is done talking strategy. He's like, all right, let me know what you think. And Brandon's like, because he wasn't paying attention. He was freaking out the whole time. He was like, that sounds good, dude. Like, yeah, no, that sounds good. And the Minecraft kid's like, okay, cool. And he gets up and he walks up to his bunk. The second the Minecraft kid walks up, Brandon's eyes immediately look right where the Minecraft kid was sitting. And sure enough, there was a big old butt stain. And Brandon was like sick to his stomach. He was gonna puke. He was weak. Because yes, the one place he could call home at this camp, his bed, his nice, beautiful bed, that was already kind of contaminated from just like stink that fell from the top bunk down, had a big, massive butt stain on it. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. So Brandon got close and he just took off his sheet. He literally just removed the sheets. He was going to sleep on a bare mattress. He checked. Brandon actually checked to see if the butt stain leaked through. Nope, thankfully. He was not going to have to sleep on the bed springs. Dude, imagine like it just seeped through and he has to sleep on the bed springs for the next 4 days or whatever, or 4 nights. So he takes off his sheets, just puts them in his bag. He's like, these are done. Like, these are done, right? Yeah, that night was, it was tough because Brandon's like, if this kid sits on my bed again, I bet I could flip over the mattress. But if he sits on my bed a third time, I'm actually going to have to sleep in the bed springs. Yeah, I'm just not trying to do that. So anyways, the next day comes around and we're just going to skip the day because it was normal. It was good. Brandon had a lot of fun. Didn't sleep that well because he's like inhaling toxic fumes or whatever the entire night. But eventually they do a little, what they call a little check-in. So the camp counselor walks in and he's basically saying like, hey, just want to make sure. Because look, a lot of these, these are kids, right? Brandon was 15, Minecraft Kid was 14. These are kids that are away from their parents, not having their parents check in on them every 5 seconds to make sure that they're functioning. So they're just like, all right, you guys are like changing your clothes every day. You're taking a shower. Like, and one of the camp counselors was like, I'm going to not watch you take a shower. That would be very sus. The camp counselor vented if he did that. I'm a grown man and I just said that. Anyways, the camp counselor's not, I'm going to watch you shower. But he was like, I'm going to like wait until you go into the shower, take a shower, change back into your clothes and walk out here. Because the camp counselor one day was like, this cabin smells. I was going to say reeks, but that has different connotations, right? He was like, this cabin smells. And like, I'm not going to like, I know that you guys have not been showering. And like the other kids were being kind of stinky too, but they were on a whole different level, right? They might have smelled a little unpleasant, but they didn't smell like the insides. You know that, the Star Wars, the 5th movie, Revenge of this. No. Empire Strikes Back, when like Han Solo has to save Luke by cutting open that animal. Yeah, the Minecraft kid probably smelled like the inside rotting guts of that animal, right? Anyways, though, so the camp counselor comes around and he's just kind of checking in. He's like, all right, Brandon, go take a shower. I'm going to wait till you're done. So Brandon goes in, he takes a shower, whatever, right? Comes out smelling nice and clean. And he looks at the Minecraft kid and the Minecraft kid looks at him back. And the camp counselor's like, this room's pretty bad smelling and I want to make sure you guys are taking your showers. So Minecraft kid's like, okay, I'll take a shower. He goes in, turns on the water and okay. Brandon doesn't know this, but he knows for a fact that this kid did not shower. Allegedly, the Minecraft kid goes in there, turns on the shower water, puts his head in for a second to make it look like his head is wet, so it looks like he took a shower, and just sat there for 5 minutes when the water was running. Turns off the water, comes out in the same clothes, and the camp counselor is like, you didn't change your clothes. And the Minecraft kid's like, no, I just have the same pair. I just really like this creeper shirt, so I have 2 of the same ones. The truth is, the Minecraft kid was bluffing. If the camp counselor said, hey, can I see the other creeper shirt? His, the lie would have been up. The gig would have been up, essentially, right? But yeah, the Minecraft kid was almost cleaned, but nope, he's a Minecraft kid. What did you guys expect? So the next day was where things got a little bit interesting. The Minecraft kid comes up to Brandon at lunch, and Brandon and the Minecraft kid sat at different tables because the Minecraft kid met people that he was more friends with, like other people who played stuff that he liked, like Minecraft or Roblox or something. And Brandon was more of a sports guy, so his friends were more like sports related or whatever. But one day the Minecraft kid comes up to Brandon when he's sitting at his table, and he's like, hey man, I need your expertise. And, Brandon's like, yeah, what's good? And he's like, dude, I want to ask out Judy. And Judy was this girl who was 17 and was beautiful. She was like, everyone thought that this girl was super hot. And she was also much older than them too. So immediately that's that already gives plus 10 to whatever. If she was a 1, she would have been an 11, right? Because she was older and these kids were like, oh my God, or whatever. But yeah, she was kind of just known as the girl or whatever. But first of all, a million reasons. 1, Minecraft kid needs to take a shower if he wants a girlfriend. 2, he's 3 years younger than her. 3, they've never spoken before. And 4, it's just simply not going to happen. However, Brandon didn't want to be a massive jerk, right? And he was like, all right, man, why do you want to ask her out? Minecraft kid's like, because she's beautiful. And He's like, yeah, okay, I agree with that. Have you ever spoken to her before? Minecraft Kid's like, well, no, but we're going to go on a date, so I'll speak to her on the date. And Brandon's like, you guys are going on a date? For a second, he was legitimately like, oh my God, like, I never thought I would see crazier, but oh my God. And he's like, well, no, I have to ask her out on a date first, but I was wondering if you could go talk to Judy and see how she'd feel, you know? And at this point, Brandon was like, okay, like, it's interesting. Like, I'll definitely be entertained by whatever happens, but okay. And remember, the Minecraft Kid was not a bad kid. Even though he smelled bad, that does not make him that does not mean that he was a bad individual. Okay, guys? Be nice. Be much nicer than I am while I'm telling the story. So Brandon already kind of knows the answer, but he wants to go up, and he's like, you know what? Maybe I'll be the one to see, because maybe Judy likes girls guys 3 years younger than her that smell bad. Maybe she's kind of a cougar. Who knows, dude? So he goes up to Judy. He's like, hey, like, Judy, because they'd spoken like once or twice. I think they had a camp activity together or something like that. So they were friendly. They weren't friends by any means, but they were friendly. You know what I mean? They were cool. And, he goes up, he's like, hey, so I think I might already know the answer to this question, but, my cabin mate, he thinks you're very nice looking, and he was wondering if you wanted to go on a date with him. And she's like, oh, who's your cabin mate? Because, Brandon always hung out with like the sports guys and the athletic baseball guys, and Judy was like, oh, maybe it's one of those 16-year-old, like, the baseball guys with their, like, I don't know, their long hair, what are those cuts called? I'm actually being an idiot. The mullets, oh my God, my mullet daddy ears. I don't know, something stupid, right? And not saying mullets are stupid. I couldn't pull it off. Maybe you can. And Brandon's like, well, about that. So, do you know, and then says the name of the Minecraft Kid. And she's like, huh? What? Because she probably already had like a few of like Brandon's friends in her mind, and she's already like imagining situations with them or whatever, right? And he's like, the guy over there. And Brandon points to the Minecraft Kid, and she's like, oh no. Oh, dude, it's so painful. She's like, no, man, I was in a group with him. Dude is so stinky. I can probably smell him from here. God, he reeks. He's awful. Judy's not the nicest girl, right? And Brandon's like, oh, I'm going to take that as a no. And Judy's like, yes, take that as a mega no. So Brandon walks back over, and Brandon's thinking to himself, Minecraft Kid's a good kid. I'm not going to be that guy, but I do need to make sure it's clear to him. And Brandon goes up and says, hey, Judy's very flattered by like the offer, right? But she actually already has a boyfriend. And she said, though, and he kind of made this up, but like, whatever, lol. He's like, she did say, maybe in the future, you never know. But right now she's a boyfriend and she can't really be doing that. The Minecraft Kid's like, okay. I might still ask her out either way. And Brandon's like, no, you should not do that. Please do not do that for your own sake. So yeah, Brandon was, a good guy in that situation and didn't let the Minecraft Kid get into any nonsense. But everything would change that night. That night was quite a night. So he gets back, and Brandon goes back to his bunk, expecting to see the Minecraft Kid there. The Minecraft Kid is not there. No one is never not in their cabin by nighttime. And it turns out that, Brandon goes to sleep, and the Minecraft Kid is nowhere to be found. The Minecraft Kid is quite, in fact, missing in action. So the next day, he goes up to his camp counselor early in the morning when he wakes up, as they kind of have breakfast as a group, and then they go off and disperse. And they can have lunch with whoever, but breakfast they have together. And he says, hey, like, I didn't see Minecraft Kid last night. And the camp counselor kind of has a look on his face. He's like, yeah, the Minecraft Kid is not in the camp anymore. And he's like, what? He's like, why? And the camp counselor's like, I can't really disclose that, but he said that he really loved having you as a roommate. And, you know, Brandon both felt concerned, but also like felt a little bad because he was like, oh my God, this kid's the worst. But that at breakfast, Brandon was really curious. What happened to the Minecraft kid, Mr. Stink himself? And one of the kids like leaned over to Brandon and said, hey, like meet me after breakfast. I have answers. And like Brandon immediately knew, like they both just knew what they were talking about. So after breakfast, Brandon goes up to him, is like, dude, like what happened to my roommate? He's like, so like, this is like what I heard. I overheard some stuff. And like, I also heard some stuff from other people. Like none of this is 100% fact, but I'm pretty sure this is correct. And Brandon's like, yeah, just tell me what's up. And he said, basically, there was like a health inspection, like a random one, and they found the Minecraft kid stuff. They deemed it as a as a safety risk for everyone else, and they went up to the Minecraft kid and basically told him that if he did not take an actual shower right now, that they were going to have to remove him from camp. Apparently, the Minecraft kid said no, and that he liked his natural aroma. And after that, you know, they basically told him that he could no longer go to the camp, and that, and like, apparently, like, he just left a pile of his clothes around, and it was just so putrid, and it was like, they like tested it or something. They thought it was actually going to like spread diseases or something. So they asked him to leave. His parents picked him up like hours later or whatever. And yeah, so that's why. And Brandon's like, wow, like, are you serious? And the kid's like, well, that's just like, I overheard bits of it. I overheard the camp counselor talking with like one of the health inspector people that worked at the camp, as well as talking to like the head of the camp. Like everyone else was back, like was out doing their events, but I went back because like I wasn't feeling that good. I had a stomach ache, so I went back to my cabin to sit down, and I overheard them talking with each other, and that's basically what they said. And Brandon was like, wow, that's actually crazy, right? Like, dang. So anyways, at the final day of hide and seek, you know, Brandon has to do it alone. But Brandon, you know, in the spirit of Minecraft Kid, he knew that Minecraft Kid wanted him to win. So Brandon decided to buckle in and just lock in and win this for Minecraft Kid. Win this for Mr. Stink himself. So Brandon, he found the spot, the perfect spot that he knew that Minecraft Kid would have wanted him to win, right? The spot that Minecraft Kid would have wanted him to go to. He goes in it. He's perfect. He's silent. He's still. And Brandon, he wins the championship. And he dedicates his victory to his former roommate, Minecraft Kid. Click on the video on screen right now. I know you'll enjoy it.